Nation, yes, we are back with another episode of the Chronicles of Blackhole with my big bros, OG Daniel and Captain Jack. Let's start out with OG. How are you doing tonight, King?
Doing great, man. Made some chicken fajitas, been chilling. It's been a cool day. I've had a couple days off. It's been nice.
That ain't better than them salmon nuggets.
It's salmon.
Cap, what's up, brother?
Yeah, I think Salmon was the guy who played for the Angels back in the 90s.
I was a fan.
So, I mean, that's the last time I've heard that. Him and JT Snow were the big acquisitions back then.
Yep,
for the Angels. Am I right or am I right?
No, you're right. You're right.
Which means that the old dude's knowledge goes beyond football as well.
Real quick, y'all. Let me share this out. Let me tweet this real quick. Before we get into our show, everybody knows who we're talking about tonight. Let's give a shout out real quick to Cliff Branch.
Yeah.
Look, at this point, he is going into the Hall of Fame next year. There's no way in hell he's just going to be a nominee. I don't give a shit. He is going in next year.
Or no, we will wage war in the streets.
Oh no, for sure. We're not taking that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Well, see that was cemented when Drew Pearson went in last year because his numbers are so far above Drew's that putting Drew Pearson in it was a foregone conclusion. And I've said it the last couple of shows. I said he will be in the Hall of Fame next year or the year after, and I'm glad that they finally are making amends or something. The unfortunate thing is that he's going in posthumously, and that's the only thing. Well, it's not the only thing that's wrong with it, but it's the main thing that's wrong with that.
Yeah, no, for sure. I want Cap, take it over real quick, man. What are we talking about tonight?
Well, what I love talking about, even though I'm an offensive guy, or I've been called offensive for sure, is the defensive standouts that the Raiders have always spoken about. The lockdown corners that Al Davis has always professed to have. You go back to in the 60s, he had obviously Willie Brown there. Actually, one of the better cornerbacks that he had was moved to safety, and that was Dave Grayson, because
that's a name I haven't heard in a while, man.
Yeah, Dave Grayson, who actually led the AFL in interceptions for their career and deserves a Hall of Fame nod. But we'll get to him some other time as well. But there's always been those lockdown corners, Willie Brown, okay, obviously being there. Skip Thomas being on the other side. But undoubtedly, without error, and you talk to anybody who knows their salt about football, the greatest cornerback tandem has got to be Lester Hayes and Mike Haynes. And that's what we're going to talk about this.
Wait, I'm calling Docs for taunting.
Huh?
Like that.
Oh, I was just going one, and I was going two. No.
Taunting.
That'll get you cut if your last name is Douglas, but that's another conversation.
OG, what about this show, man? Got you hyped, brother? Break it down a little bit. I know you took some notes, but I also know that you were there. So I know you guys, like I said, you guys know.
I actually didn't take any notes. Didn't have to.
I love it. Then that's even better, man.
Okay.
Break it down. Break it down to us. And real quick, before we go there, real fast, everybody, shout out to Terrence in the chat. Subscribe to my brothers, Captain Jack Rackham on YouTube, and also my brother OG Daniel. He has a channel. It's called the Chronicles of the Blackhole on YouTube. Subscribe to both of these channels because, like we have said since we started this, eventually this show will move over to those channels. So we want you guys to subscribe to our brothers, and we're going to be over there in the long run. Okay, so subscribe to these guys. I know the links are going to be all through the chat. I need to put together the ticker again real quick. I don't know what happened. but I'm gonna put it together again too. So it's going down the bottom, so you guys can subscribe to our brothers. But OG, you start the show.
The tickler.
The ticker.
Sounds kinky.
The ticker.
Okay, so here's a great quote by a great Raider. His name was Phil Villapiano, and he said, we had Lester Hayes. We brought in Mike Haynes. I said, oh, nobody's going to throw over us. Nobody's going to throw out there. and it was. If you're a quarterback, going airborne with that ball was suicide because it's coming back. And I mean coming back most likely with a pick six. But Mike Haynes was great at that. He was really finesse player, great at picking off the ball, all that. Lester Hayes was something else. Lester Hayes played defensive end in high school, I think it was, or college. And then he got moved out to, where he got moved gradually out to where he was. This guy, when they sent him on a blitz, he'd hurt you. Lester Hayes, everybody's like, oh, pick six, stick'ems. Okay, you got all highlight reels. You see him do that. This dude would smack you. He was a Raider. And I'm telling you right now, I have been watching some highlights just for, old time's sakes. And Lester Hayes running one, I think it was like almost 80 yards. He had a pick, took off, got a couple of the blocks. And when he turned, he got to the other 20-yard line, turned around, ran backwards into the end zone because there was nobody there because he was fast too. And it was like, oh my God. Lester Hayes is another one that we need to get in the Hall of Fame.
Most definitely.
Don't say, oh, well, the Stickum. Everybody used Stickum. Fred Biletnikoff introduced him to it. Okay? He was using it. Everybody used Stickum. The only reason that Lester Hayes got named for that is because he kind of abused a little bit by dipping both arms into a barrel and doing this on his legs. Caught an interception on his shoulder. Okay. But yeah, he belongs in there. He belongs in there. And Lester Hayes had a speech impediment. He stuttered.
I didn't know that.
When he came to the Raiders, he loved the team because they just accepted him. A stutter was nothing. They had a whole thing of mixed nuts out there on that team, on those teams. There's some crazy characters. A stutter was nothing. And that was the thing about the old Raiders. And I think today they let you be you.
Oh,
John Gruden.
I want to jump in there on that there, Daniel. And for those that didn't know, because again, it was not known by a bunch of the people that Lester had that speech impediment, and it was brought to everybody's attention when he did an interview in Super Bowl 15. Okay. When after we had beaten the Eagles in Super Bowl 15, the guy got in, went over and did an interview with him. I'm not sure which CBS guy it was, and it was painful to watch because again, I didn't even know about that. The world did not. I mean, we didn't have the internet like we had today. So when the gentleman was interviewing Lester Hayes, it was very painful to watch. And but the reason I say that is I wish to say this. Because it was brought to light that Lester had that bad stuttering issue, and if you ever caught an interview, you would see how bad it was. 3 years later, when the Raiders won Super Bowl 18 in Tampa, they again did an interview with Lester Hayes, and the results were, black and white, just 180 degrees in how much the improvement was, because Lester was never embarrassed about it, but it was brought to his attention, and he said, "I'm going to do something about it." Mm-hmm. So he went to the therapist, and you ever see Lester Hayes nowadays, you would never know.
Right, he did all the exercises, and guess what? Our current president, same thing.
Hey, one thing I love about Lester too that a lot of the young guys don't know. I know you guys heard a lot about him. He played his whole career with the Raiders.
Yes,
his entire career.
Right.
Like you sometimes a lot of times you don't usually see. We know Mike Haynes played for the Patriots, I believe.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, but Lester was a Raider through and through his whole entire career.
In fact, thinking about Mike Haynes, and I'm almost sad to admit this. I will admit it because we're amongst friends here. When I was thinking about Mike Haynes, the number 40 came up because that was his number in New England. Mike Haynes was such a fantastic player in New England that the first thoughts I have of Mike Haynes is a 40 jersey, and I had to say, well, damn, what was his? And it took me a while. It took me a while to figure out. Well, let me see. No, McKinney was 23. Of course, 24 wasn't used for a while. Then 25, And I said, I said, well, Branch was 21, and I'm like, oh yeah, it was 22. But it was only as an afterthought because, to be honest, folks, and I know that you're going to ask me this, and I'm going to jump on you. I'm going to jump on you, and I'm going to steal some of your thunder there, Graphic. You're going to say, well, what was my favorite Mike Haynes play? Okay. And I'm going to tell you, first off, that I said, when I think of Mike Haynes, for the most part, I think of him as 40 being the dynamic all-pro that he was with the Patriots, because for years and years he dominated as a Patriot.
Yeah.
But the one thing I can say about, well, you always say, well, what's my favorite play? I can honestly say I only have one, and it's only because Mike Haynes was such a dominant defensive back that you never heard from him because he took the receiver away. You didn't hear from whoever was on the opposite side with Mike Haynes because Mike would just shadow him so bad that receiver, whether he played for the Patriots or for the Raiders, and that's why we picked him up, was because of his skills. He was so dominant as a defensive back that the only big play that I remember from Mike Haynes was that long, I think it was like a 93-yard touchdown that he ran against the Dolphins. Because everything else was he was just doing his job so successful.
For those who don't know, let the nation know what do we give up, or how do we pick up Mike Haynes?
Well, that I'm glad you asked that as well. Mike actually played out his contract with New England, and during those days, New England was this was pre-Kraft and pre-guy who did the Razors. It was actually I can't even remember what the name of they had a effed up organization. Well, they still do. But
did you say you said fucked up, right? Fucked up?
Yeah, I said fucked up. Yeah,
okay, there we go. All right, I just wanted to make sure this was on
let's make sure we get the right words out. They were so fucked up.
You guys need to watch your fucking language.
There we go. Watch your fucking mouth. All right, go ahead.
They were so fucked up that Mike Haynes played out his contract for New England and didn't want to play for him anymore. And it was because of that he was basically sitting on the sidelines, twisting in the wind because they still had the rights, but he didn't want to play. And Al Davis said, you know what? I need this guy to solidify the defensive backfield for the Raiders. I will give up a 1, and it was a 1 and some other compensation for the Patriots. And the Patriots said, okay, we'll definitely take a 1 from you. And in those days, a 1 from the Raiders was a late 20 pick because the Raiders were always that good. But they gave up a 1 for Mike Haynes, and obviously the rest is history because he was that final catalyst in bringing that third Super Bowl to the Raiders because he didn't want to play for the Pats anymore.
Most definitely. Let me ask you this, OG, real quick. We're going to bounce around a little bit from player to player. It doesn't really matter. They're both Raiders. I want to ask you this, OG. How, okay, Lester not being in the Hall of Fame, right?
Right. Shame.
2-time Super Bowl winners, 6-time All-Pro, 5-time second team, 1-time first team.
You must have your stats up.
How in the fuck are you not in the Hall of Fame?
And DPOY, by the way.
Yes, and Defensive Player of the Year. Yes.
Yep. How are you not in the Hall of Fame? Well, let's see. How is it that Cliff Branch is not in the Hall of Fame?
5-time Pro Bowler, 2.
You know why the Raiders are going to start getting more players in the Hall of Fame? I heard somebody on another show say this. after Al Davis died, Mark Davis came in, made a lot of concessions, did all those European, going over to England to play and all this other stuff, giving up home games. And he's nice. He's more. I think Mark Davis is smarter than we think. He's playing the nice guy, and things are turning around. We're not getting as many flags.
Yes.
Did you notice in the Rams game in the last 2 preseasons who was getting all the flags? The other team.
Yeah. And
I think we're going to start getting our props, and I think this is why it took so long. I think the NFL hated Al Davis because, well, when he sues you and he beats you, you're going to hold a grudge.
Yeah.
And that was before Goodell. That was also, what was his name?
Roselle, baby. Yeah.
Pete Roselle was, I think those two carried a grudge. Now the grudge is wearing off with the NFL. And I think we're going to start seeing the backload of Raiders that deserve to be in there. Unfortunately, this has been going on for so many decades. These guys are getting old. And they're what they did to Kenny Stabler and what they did to now Cliff Branch. When's Tatum getting in? When the fuck is Tatum getting in?
That's crazy, bro.
This is hate. The media, the NFL, the world is against us.
Always has been.
So let's fucking go.
I'm gonna say yes, but, and here's the big but, other than what I'm sitting on. Okay, the big but in this conversation, and I'm gonna do a shameless plug because I can do that. Make sure you watch on Wednesdays this year NFL Nation Live with myself, Violator, and a gentleman by the name of Ref Guru, David Grant, who is a former back judge in the NFL, who is a Raiders fan and knows all about the hatred and the indelicacies, and I'm doing the air quotes, of how the NFL goes about to screwing the Raiders. It's gotten a little better.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, but the little is minuscule.
Yeah. Because
the officials that are still out there, they haven't quite gotten the memo yet. So don't worry about, well, did you notice that the flag? Okay, well, I am telling you. I am fucking telling you.
Talk that shit.
That there will be a flag or two at the most inopportune time for at least 2 or 3 games this year that will decide the game. Because those fuckers still have not gotten the memo to play it copacetic and real. And that's why I said, if you want to get an opinion of a NFL official retired that knows his shit and is a Raiders fan, make sure you join us, NFL Nation Live on YouTube, Ref Guru, Violator, and myself. It'll be during the season. But like I said, the officials are still out to get us, okay? The NFL front offices has gone down a little bit, and the ownership has gotten down a lot. So maybe we will get these players in. Cliff Branch is going in next year for sure, okay?
And you know what? We also need to get Plunkett in there. We need to get a lot of guys in there.
Lester Hayes, Jim Plunkett, and if we're going to go there, Jack Tatum, and I'll get my boy Phil Villapiano in there because I think he really deserves it as well.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
And the gentleman that I named at the top of the show, Dave Grayson. Yeah. Dave Grayson, who is the leader of interceptions for the AFL, played his entire career in the AFL, also deserves a Hall of Fame nod.
Hey, Cap, let me ask you this real quick. Since we're talking about these 2 great corners, they were both great, but they were both different. What was different in each other's game? What was different from each other?
Well, in my opinion, and you guys could probably watch the tape on that, Hayes was more of a brute.
Okay.
He obviously he had to stick him, and he came out there, and that's why. Yeah, I got it. This is a visual. This is why he came out there, and he was down. Yeah. He was down in a linebacker stance. You know, he was there.
Just like this.
There you go. He was there. He was low, and he would want to just, and he would pop you. You know, within the rules, he would, you know, just effing molest you. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, I didn't say it right. He would fucking get your ass rocked in those first 5 yards, okay? Because he was more physical. Mike Haynes was more fluid. He was a ballet star. He was the shadow. He was like I said, where Lester was more physical, Mike was more fluid and had more of the twists and the turns.
Okay.
But the two of them together made such a fine combo because, and I know it's going to be stated, and I'm sorry if I know you're probably going to mention this, but you'll mention it again there, OG. Super Bowl 18. The receivers, Charlie Brown and Art Monk, had 4 catches the entire game.
Right.
4.
Lock down corners.
And I'll tell you right now, Lester Hayes would get down in that stance, and he looked like fucking Predator. He looked like Predator. Mike Haynes could twist his body in midair and take that damn ball. That's just, and he had that leap. But Lester,
just like Kenneth said, Haynes was so much flashier, and he's a hard hitter. That's what
right. Lester would. We're gonna play bump and run, but I'm gonna bump you so fucking hard. We're not messing up your timing. We're messing up everything.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, there's a highlight. Him hitting one of the Redskins, I think it was a Super Bowl, and then he hit him again before because he wasn't outside that 5 yards, and the guy grabbed him. They were both fucking fighting right there. It was like that's a frustrated receiver. That's a frustrated receiver.
Hey, real quick, shout out to Jack Kenna, and also shout out to my brother Oakland Knight. Thank you guys both for the donations to the channel. We appreciate you guys. Also, we're gonna stop every few minutes like we always do. I'm gonna tell you guys, man, go subscribe to our brothers, man. Captain Jack Rackham on YouTube. He puts on a great show. And also go follow my OG Daniel, Chronicles of the Blackhole on YouTube. Both of the links are gonna be up and down the chat, man. We appreciate you guys. Keep it moving.
Well, if you come to my channel, I'm gonna tell you right now, my channel is probably set up for the sickest of Raiders fans. I mean, you got to be messed up. No, I'm just kidding.
I think that's this one.
I ain't plugging my show. No, Lester Hayes. I mean, yeah, he overdid it with the stick. As a matter of fact, I probably wouldn't want to shake hands with him today because you got to pry yourself apart with a crowbar. But because I mean, he had that stuff on there thick. I still don't think it's all washed off yet.
Hey, real quick, man. Shout out to the Jack. He said Hayes had an interception in every playoff game in '83.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, that's not crazy. That's skill. That is old Raiders.
Ozzy says Haynes' grace on the field was legendary.
Thank you, Ozzy, for encapsulating. Like I said, he was Baryshnikov on the field. And by the way, if you guys don't know who the fuck Mikhail Baryshnikov is, look that shit up too. I'm old. I'm going to beat your ass.
Hey, Ozzy. G'day. G'day.
Shout out to Jesse. He said I just became a member on Captain Jack's channel. We appreciate you, my brother. Also, go subscribe to Chronicles of the Black Hole, our OG Daniels page as well, my brother Jesse, when you get the chance to. Appreciate you guys, man. Go ahead, man. Y'all back to it, man. I'm just moderating this shit. You already know.
Well, I mean, maybe we should take some questions. I'd love to have throw some
let's
stuff
do
our
that.
way.
Let's get some questions in on Lester Hayes. And I want that, man. Mike Haynes, too. I want you guys to get the questions in on these two great dynamic corners. The best dynamic duo in my eyes of all time.
Well, actually, and not just in your mind, because this is what I quoted today, because I was talking with a gentleman, and you always look for indicators. That's what I call them. Indicators is when you're wearing something that shows who your affiliation is with. And a gentleman was wearing a Dallas Cowboys lanyard. And I said, and I looked into the segue, I says, and none other than the great Dallas Cowboy Dennis Thurman, who stated that there was no better combo, and I gave it to the gentleman. He had to nod because I had him. Because again, look for indicators on what you're going to be doing. And because when Dennis Thurman, who is a great defensive back in his own right, stated that there's no better combo than Hayes and Haynes, that's from a perennial Pro Bowler that played for the Cow Patties.
And Cap and OG, let the nation know also for the younger crowd that doesn't really know too much. Who was our safeties at that time?
Oh, that would be Van McElroy and Mike Davis.
Yep.
That was just a monster ass, just defensive back room, period.
And don't forget Otis McKinney, who came in later on with Eddie Anderson, was starting to get into that mix as well. So we had a great group of defensive backs at that time.
Best secondary in the NFL.
Easily.
At that time.
Easily. Get some questions in, you guys. We're definitely at the end of the show. Jonathan, I'm going to ask these guys about the latest move because I want my guys to also get more involved in the recent stuff because our guys.
Oh, I'm ready for that. I was ready for that, and I was
time.
Yeah. So, well, I know OG pops in and we talk recent football. I haven't got a chance really too much with Cap yet. Me and you did one show about more of the recent, more of the recent team. But I want to get that more. I want to make that happen more often.
Just get me on the schedule, man. Let me know, and I'll get it done.
He had them sticky hands. That's facts, Chris. What do you guys? Did you guys see that we just traded?
Yeah,
Perriman.
Yeah, and I tell you what, that smacks of what is going on and how thin we are.
Yes.
In the linebacker core. When a gentleman that signed in the offseason that played his entire career with the Chargers and knows Gus Bradley's defense, so it's not like he's going to have to go through a learning curve. It's just like he knows where to be, what to do, and what the signatures of that defense are. Didn't play it down, really, for the Panthers.
Yeah. And
we traded for him because we know that he knows the defense, and that means that linebacking core is perilously, and kind of a pun intended with Perryman, perilously thin when you lose Javen White,
yes.
when you lose Morrow.
Oh my God.
Okay, and you only have Kwiatkowski and Littleton and some other gentlemen that'll probably come in as like the maybe Green will come in as that. Special teamer / thing.
Yeah.
Perryman coming in there right now means that motherfucker is starting day one.
He's ready to go.
Hold on. Pump the brakes on that one, Captain.
No.
Because the coach of the Panthers said they weren't sure if he was going to be ready to go at the beginning of the season.
Well,
we got him for a song. We traded a 6th. We got a 7th in him. Okay. Yeah. Which is like,
on a steal of a contract as well. Only
but the problem is Perryman's never played a full season. He's always gets hurt.
But he's a thumper. He's a thumper. That's why.
Yeah. Right. But the thing is he going to be ready to go week 1? Because that's when we're going to need him.
I think he will be, because I don't think that we would have pulled the trigger right now with a game to go. And basically 2 weeks to give him some 2 weeks worth of rest, I think. And again, I don't know. I know he's injured, or hurt. Okay, but I think that he can come right in and get that spot. Because remember, who else you going to have back there? Kwiatkowski is going to be playing, and he's hurt too.
If he's ready to go week 1, he's a steal.
Right.
But if he's not ready to go week 1,
well, who's going to play?
The problem is this though. Let's be honest. I'm not really too worried about week 1. I'm worried about going on to the season. The good thing is we have Littleton, Nick Kwiatkowski. They're going to be out there from day one. I'm hearing Tanner Muse looks really good on the outside as well. He'll be there. We have Divine Diablo coming back. He looks really good. We have some guys. Let him slowly get healthy, get right.
We don't have Kwiatkowski. He's still hurt.
He'll be back. No, he'll be back week 1. He's dealing with his shoulder injury that's lingering, but he'll be back for week 1. And he already knows the system.
Diablo is a question mark, though.
No, he's playing Sunday.
Yeah, but still, how much is he going to be used as a rookie that's coming in late with injury issues?
Yeah. Well, but the thing is, Diablo's about to be forced out there. Now it's a learning curve that's going to be fast as hell, because right now, with us being that depth being so paper thin, as you said, he's going to have to learn on the fly. It's time to
Well, you know what? If he
right
wasn't practicing and playing, then guess what? He better been studying.
Yeah.
And Divine Diablo, knowing who he is, he was for sure. Most definitely.
And then let me ask you this, Graphic, as well. By the way, keep your questions in. By the way, Jackie D. Raiderette, the Captain and Wenches show, which is every other Tuesday night, is looking for you because I want my Lady Raiderettes to be in on that show with myself and Peggy and Kevlar prom dress, Heidi. And when I get her in there, Angria. So, Jackie, that is a personal invite for you, honey, and all the other Raiderettes that are out there. But I'm asking you, gentlemen, as well. Right now, from what I'm seeing, it's like I think that the person that might be able to make the roster based upon what we are thin at is Jerry Green. I think that's the gentleman's name.
No. Jerry Green is actually a defensive end, though. So,
okay.
I think you're talking about by law. By law, he's a linebacker. He looked pretty bad in those preseason games, but. At this point, I mean, shit, you have to do with whatever you can. I think Gary Green may make this roster as a defense end, or he may be put on the practice squad. He looked really
good. Down, guys. I've been staying hydrated.
Good.
Okay, yeah. Well, he was wearing 54, which is why I thought he was a linebacker. So
but also we had Mark Barron come in. He's a former Ram. He played with Littleton. He came in for a workout. We also had Peanut. He was a Baltimore linebacker. Also played for the Jets. He was injured, I believe, last year. But in 2019 with the Baltimore, he had 5 sacks. He was very productive. He just came in for a workout today. I can't say his last name. I'm just going to call him Patrick Peanut because his last name is like Amawasawa.
Yeah, I saw that. Owasumo.
Yeah. But he's productive as well. So if we bring him in, that. To be honest, I love Javen White, but he may still need a little time to develop. And for him to go down right now, it sucks because he was having a great preseason. But right now is the time for him to kick back, get healthy, even learn the system even more. Look at the X's and O's. But you bring in guys like Denzel Perriman who already knows the system. It was like bringing in KJ Wright, but just a less efficient and less durable KJ Wright. I'll say that because KJ Wright's never hurt. But KJ Wright's asking for $6-7 million. And you go bring in a guy like Perryman that $900,000, and then next year's $3 million guaranteed. That's a steal. Man. So I'm excited, man. I think Tanner Muse and I think Divine Diablo are going to get the speed real fast, and I think they're going to learn real quick. And I think this linebacking core is going to be all right.
I'm hoping because, like I said, reaching for Perryman at this juncture shows how thin we are at linebacker. It just smacks of it, and like Owasu. Okay, there you go.
Owasu. Okay, that's what it is, Thumper. Or Owasu. I butcher his name every time. I didn't do a video on him. I just went live because I didn't want to butcher his name.
And yet, like I said, gentlemen and ladies, like I said, we got questions all day. Remember, we are talking about Michael Haynes, the Hall of Famer, and Lester Hayes. And one thing I can tell you, I actually do have an interview with Lester Hayes on my channel. From last year. There's several Raiders that I've had on my. In fact, we had Jack Schweigert on the show. Was it Tuesday?
Yeah, Jack Schweigert was the nail in the coffin in Super Bowl 18.
Right. So, like I said, I get a chance to get some Raiders on every now and again. Graphic gets Stu, and I told Stu, I said, hey, make sure you pop in as well if he has the chance.
He just sent me a text and said, are you going live tonight too? I didn't respond to him. I forgot to.
Nope, we're dead. Yeah, we're live. We're already live.
Let me see. Hey, real quick, let's go back to Mike Haynes because I did a little homework on him as well. I mean, I already knew who he was. I mean, let's just be honest. He's one of the Raider greats. 9-time Pro Bowl. 8-time All-Pro, 2-time first team, 6-time second team. Only won 1 Super Bowl. That was with us. He never won anything in New England. Defensive Player of the Year
as well.
Yeah. In 76. Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's crazy, man. Like the kind of stats that these guys and the accomplishments that these two have put together is like second to none, man. Like this is insane.
This is the greatest duo in the NFL, defensive duo in the NFL, all throughout the NFL history. These guys were shut down, steal your ball, taking it back for a pick six. You couldn't throw. You could not throw. Quarterback could not throw. That's why Theismann got sacked 6 times in that Super Bowl, because he had no one to throw to.
Right. And again, when you talk about their together, 49 and 36, okay?
37.
49 and 36. Yeah, 39 interceptions.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a jersey number. I thought it was 37. I was like, no, okay.
39 interceptions and 46 interceptions. You put them together, I said, and that's for over their career. Again, Mike Haynes had a lot of those with New England as well. But, when they played together, there was nobody that was throwing on the Raiders. Nobody was throwing on the Raiders. And that's what Phil said. And that's what came out. I said Super Bowl 37, Charlie Brown and Art Monk with 4 receptions. 4 receptions.
Damn. Art Monk. That combined with Art Monk is one of my favorite wide receivers of all time.
Yeah, we couldn't do nothing in that game.
But Art Monk was fast as shit. Like, Art Monk was fire.
Wait a minute. Who was covering our Monk? Was it Lester?
Well, I all I know is that they had 4 between them. I know one had 3. I think Art Monk only had, I'm not sure if Art Monk had the 3 and then Charlie Brown had the 1, but I know they only had 4 between the 2 of them.
Right, but I know Lester, whoever Lester was covering, he was just jacking the guy at the line.
and I'm pretty sure that Lester had Charlie Brown.
Right, and that's why Charlie Brown got 1 and Art Monk got 3 or something like that. I don't know, but you know what? You can't throw. You can't throw to your best 2 receivers, and there's Joe Theismann getting sacked 6 times because nobody's open, and he's holding on to the ball. And by after the 3rd sack, he's praying for his life.
Hey, I like this real quick. Shout out to Temp. He said, I know this is a Lester Hayes and Mike Haynes show, but something interesting about Perryman is he made Joe Mixon fumble for the first time in 3 years. Great pickup. For those who don't know, Joe Mixon, Oakland native, running back for the Cincinnati Bengals.
I thought we were going to get him.
I know. I would have loved it, man. He would have came home and played for us. To me, he's a top 10, top 15 running back in the league. That's big because, Mixon doesn't fumble. So
he does when he gets hit, but he does when Perryman's on him.
And well, we play Cincinnati this year, so hopefully Perryman gets his ass again. This is a good question right here. I'm going to ask Cap first, both you guys. 83 Raiders versus the 02 Raiders. Who wins?
Well, 83 rules or 02 rules?
Thank you. Because it's apples and oranges. That shit. It's apples and oranges because the way that the NFL has been scaling up for the offense, okay, if the offensive rules of this millennium are about, then the 02 team would win only because it caters to the offense. But if you play old school fuck 'em up football, I'll take the 83 team
hands down. And there'd be a lot of funerals afterwards.
At the end of the day, man, the 83 team won the Super Bowl. In 02, we didn't. I know we got fucked, but at the end of the day, 83. I'm taking 83 for sure. I mean, we won a Super Bowl.
Okay, so let me ask you this. 83, 81, or 76 team playing under old school rules.
I like the 81 team a lot, too.
I'd take 76 myself.
Okay.
I would take 76, 83, then 81.
Okay.
Yep.
So what makes that 76 team different than the others?
Oh, they were scary badass.
Yeah, because when you have when you have Willie Hall and Willie Hall, Monty Johnson, Phil Villapiano, and Bob Nelson at your linebackers, which is what we always needed to have, and then you had the front 3 that we had. Let me see, you had Twos. Dave Rowe, I believe, was there, and Matusak Dave Rowe and Otis Sistrunk at your top three. And then, of course, in the backfield, you got, Brown and the Soul Patrol back there.
Yeah.
Gotta say that. But then, like I said, if you're gonna do the switch again, I would say the 83 team is better than the 81 team slightly, because of obviously the better defensive backfield in comparison. So that's why I would say 76, 83 to 81.
Right. And also look at who was on the 76 offensive line.
Yeah. Okay. Also, the 76 team, what was our record that year?
They lost one game, and it was to the Patriots.
That's what it was.
13-1.
Okay. 83, was that the year that we took the wild card and went in?
No, that was 81, wasn't it?
81.
Against the Eagles.
Yeah, that was
81. 81 was the year we took the wild card and ran it all the way.
Yeah.
First wild card team to ever win a Super Bowl.
There you go. Okay. Hey, even my young ass is getting schooled. You feel me? Because I could have swore it was an 83 team for some reason. But yes, you guys are right. Upshaw and Shell, man. I love that duo. I love that
Okay,
duo.
well, that's the thing. You talk about the next show we do. I want to do something a little different.
Okay.
Well, wait, don't solidify it yet. Keep it in mind.
I'm just saying, put it up for a vote. Let's talk about somebody that most of these guys on here aren't going to know, except for the old school guys.
Okay.
And I got an idea who.
We'll talk about it at the end. We'll throw it
Okay.
out. We'll throw it out there. Let me see. There was something else I wanted to ask you about, Michael.
And one thing while I got you, by the way, most of the crowd here is younger. Okay? Most of the crowd here is younger. So may I ask, if you are on Twitch, I would like for you to follow me on Twitch, because I'd like to do a little bit more with my channel as well. And I put my shows out on Twitch as well as YouTube. So for you young folks that are on Twitch, I ask you to find Captain Jack Rackham on Twitch. I'm that same dude. I'm easy to find. So if you got a Twitch account and you know what the fuck I'm talking about, because I do Twitch as well. I broadcast via Twitch. Please subscribe to me on Twitch, because I want to do more with that account. And I got to have like people that actually watch and follow and all the things like that. And that's hard when you're an old dude like me, and they're like, who the fuck is this old guy? And why should I follow him? I'm asking.
While you're talking, Thumper World wants to know, always wanted to know, in Gruden's first stint as the Raiders head coach, why was Willie Shaw fired as DC? That's a good question.
What the hell is that sound?
OG eating chips and shit.
Oh, okay.
I'm on a diet, man. I can't eat nothing but grass, man. You over here.
I ain't no chips. I'm unrolling my cigarette by tobacco bag.
If I'm not mistaken, it was a conflict. If I remember correctly, it was a conflict between Gruden and Willie Shaw, and it didn't end well, because Willie Shaw was, in my estimation, was the last great defensive coordinator we've had ever. You know, what so Willie Shaw is deep, because you go from Willie Shaw to Chuck Index Card Bresnahan, not the index cards
that motherfucker, man.
Right, not the index cards that the motherfucking asshole referee had, but I'm talking green and yellow and blue card Chuck Bresnahan, who was a piece of shit. Yes. Willie Shaw was the last great defensive coordinator up until the hire of Gus Bradley that this team has needed for quite a long time. Rob Ryan was decent, but he was handcuffed because of Mr. Al Davis, and he will tell you that as well. Rob would have been decent, but I still think that Willie Shaw was the best defensive coordinator this team has had for, I would want to say, at least the last 30 years for sure.
Hey, let me ask you guys this. This is a perfect question right here. Shout out to my brother Emrick, man. My brother Em out there in Sacramento. Grew up with my guy right here, man. He's actually a Niner fan, so this is going to be a great game this Sunday. We're going to talk some big shit on the live stream. He wants to ask both you guys. Timmy and Rice against Lester Hayes and Mike Haynes. Who wins those battles?
Wow, that's a hell of a matchup.
Again,
No. You have to answer. I don't care. Old rules, new rules. Who cares? Skill versus skill. Who wins?
If you go in their prime, because again, Rice in his prime would man, I'd say that there would be that they would light them up some plays, and then the next time that they would be interceptions on plays, because it depends on who was covering who. Because again, like I said, I would think that that Haynes would line up against Timmy Brown.
Okay.
And then Hayes would try to just rock Jerry Rice, and Jerry might get off of Hayes, on a battle because of speed. But I think that Haynes would match up well with Timmy Brown. It would all be on my estimation of who would win the Hayes Rice battle, and if because remember. Jerry would get.
If you say Lester Hayes beats Rice, I'm just letting you know that means that Lester Hayes is the best cornerback of all time.
Well, I'm just saying, Jerry Rice, when he would get onto those physical corners, he would get very pissed off because he was a prima donna, and if he didn't get off on the corners based upon the offensive rules, he would get very pissy, and his game would deteriorate. So I think that is why if Hayes was on him and rocked him a couple different times, and he didn't let him escape, Rice's game would go down precipitously.
Okay.
But
it was. We're talking about prime too, Kenneth. We're talking about prime.
But we're talking about if okay, but with Tim Brown with that speed, I would rather have Hayes on him, rocking him, okay, because Tim Brown was so fast. You need somebody to disrupt his game. I would put Haynes on Rice, and Haynes might not, but Rice was an escape artist, so Haynes might not have done so well. Dude, you know what? I don't play Madden, but I hear it can do all kinds of things. I want to see the 83 Raiders versus the
02 Raiders.
Hey, Jack Kenneth sees it the same way, but I still think that Haynes, being as fluid as he is, would match up well with Brown. As fluid as, because Timmy might have him a little bit on speed, but there was always that makeup speed that Haynes would have for as far as being a shadow to whoever. I don't think that Brown in prime now, remember in prime, because Haynes's prime was with New England, okay?
Yes.
And that jump.
Right.
Jump.
The jump and the way that you can shadow a receiver, and Haynes was not slow. Okay.
No.
So if you did that, like I said, if you have that speed and fluidity, that's why I would put Haynes on Brown. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just that's my opinion.
I put Haynes on Browns. I put Hayes on Timmy, or I mean on Rice. That would be amazing to watch.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Hey, so we live in a world now where they can put some simulation shit together and make that happen. That'd be so cool to watch. Shout out to Jamie. He says, I remember when Terry McDaniel in Washington shut down Rice, he was frustrated.
Yeah, that's why I said if you rock Jerry Rice, he'd get very pissy. Kind of like a certain quarterback that plays for the Tampa Bay Fake Pirates. If you get in his head and he's not allowed to be his prima donna self, you see him getting all frustrated and pissed. That's the way Jerry Rice is. You knock him off your game mentally, and that's why I'd throw Lester on him just to rock him a couple different times. And to knock him off of his game mentally, because I think Timmy Brown would be able to take Lester on that mind game set.
Yeah. Hey, what school did Lester go to again, Cap?
Texas A&M.
By the way, that was one of the best questions I've ever heard.
That's fine.
Because I had to think.
Yeah, that was a really good. Those were two. No, the 83 versus 02 and the Jerry Rice Timmy versus Lester, and those were two really, really fun. To be honest with you, those are probably two of the best questions I've ever gotten since I started this channel. I like that. Shout out to the chat, man. You guys are on fire tonight. We appreciate you guys for being so interactive with us tonight because you guys make our jobs that much easier, man, and that much more fun and entertaining. Real quick, one more time, everybody hit those thumbs up, wipe them feet, hit the subscribe button if you have not yet. Also, subscribe to my brother's channels, Captain Jack Rackham and Chronicles of the Blackhole. That's OG Daniel's page. They're both all throughout the chat all night. Make sure you guys go find my brothers and go support them. The links are all in the chat.
And come on in. Subscribing is wonderful, but I want to hear from you. You can hit me up in the comments. You can call. You can be in on the streams. I have people that call in all the time. And, I hate saying it, folks. There's a lot of folks from other teams that do the call-ins. I get more participation from folks that are not wearing silver and black. And I really would like to bring back my Raider audience. And only you, like Smokey says, only you can prevent forest fires. Only you can bring in and come into my channel. I know OG's going to be there every chance he gets. I want those Raider questions.
Real quick, because Cap is long-winded as fuck.
Yes, I am.
His link is right here. You guys go support it right there on the screen. That is Cap's. And then also OG's is right. It's going to be coming up right behind his. Shout out to Terrence, man. My brother, I appreciate
Terrence the Seal.
Yeah, no. For real. Like this is Terrence is like the vice president of this channel. Like he's the one that does all the dirty work.
Terrence's SEAL team on point.
Yes, man. I appreciate you. T, as always, my brother. And here goes OG's channel right here. Make sure you guys go subscribe to both of these guys, man. They're both great.
And I need subscribers. I can't even go live yet. I've got, don't get me wrong. I'm appreciative. I've got almost 200 subscribers and I've only been doing this for 7.5 weeks. Okay. I really I love it. And the comments, please. I love the comments. I'm answering them all day. I'll be working and see a comment pop up and be like, blam. Yeah, bro, you're right. That was, I don't care. I set my own hours, but
real quick, OG, my fault. Shout out to Rage Raider, man. I want to read this real fast. Hey, not for nothing, Docs, but I felt like a man again going to the gym. Shout out to my brother, man. He's been on the Mental Health Monday shows. And as of recently, he hasn't been able to leave his room. He's been dealing with anxieties and depressions. And to see him get out today and go to the gym, that made my day. Appreciate the update, my brother. Thank you very much. I'm very, very happy that these shows have been helping you, and your story has been helping me as well. So I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for the update.
Rage, I love you, brother. Do it again.
Yes, keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep going every day. James says, hey, OG, I just subbed to your channel. Appreciate it. Jesse says, hey, OG, Facts OG, I got you. He's about to pull up on you as well. Caleb says, hey, guys, I've been listening, doing my homework. We gave my daughter a bath for tomorrow. Enjoyed listening to you all. Appreciate you, my brother. Terrence also says, OG, you can go live. I've been telling you this, motherfucker. You can already go live. You just can't. You can't have any super chats, but you can go live. You just have to download live.
Yeah, now I got to go get a cell.
Download StreamYard, man.
No, I did. I got to go get a cell. I haven't had a cell phone in 2 years. My life's been very peaceful, but I've realized I got to go back to that.
Yeah, I got OG when we do live. I got his StreamYard link, so we're going to be throwing it up. So it's going to be broadcast on my channel and his channel at the same time. So it's going out multi. So we will be doing that.
Real quick question right here, but shout out to Kenna again because he came with the first fire one. I already know the answer to this because Cap and OG already said that 76 team is probably their favorite Raiders team of all time. So I know you both have the 76 team. Yeah. Me growing up, I knew nothing. I knew of the 76 team because of my family, but I was born in 84, like days after we won the Super Bowl, literally.
Damn, that was a year after I graduated.
Yeah, crazy, right? So all I knew of was that 83, 84 team growing up. That was the team that I always go back to, like Well, at least we won it in 83, 84. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my team. I wasn't too familiar with 76. I always went back and did my homework, but I still need to always be updated on that team because to me, I wasn't even around. I wasn't even thought of at that time. You know what I'm
remember in 81, I was living with my grandmother because I kind of got expelled. Okay, I got expelled from school. And I was living with my grandmother in a different town. And I remember making bets with guys on the bus. I had no money, but we made bets. And I told my grandma, I was like, I'm in trouble. She goes, what do you mean? I said, I bet on my team to win the Super Bowl, and I don't have any money to back it up. She goes, how much? I said, $100. She goes, oh, geez. She goes, all right, I got you covered. So I'm sitting there watching the Super Bowl. My grandmother comes in with a big bowl of popcorn, sits down next to me. She's watching. My grandmother doesn't watch football. Halfway through the game, my grandmother's screaming, that's bullshit. She's going off, going crazy. And when they won, we jumped up, we were hugging each other, we were laughing and screaming, and we won. And she goes, collect those bets. Punch them in the mouth if they don't pay up.
Hey, real quick, man. Shout out to Raider Vero. He said that 76 team is a top 5 team of all time, not even just Raiders. Also, Jonathan says, Cap, if I create a Twitch channel, can we partner up and do some content together? I know Cap would love that.
I would, but I and again, OG asked me, he said about doing other things, and I says, dude, I don't have the time. And it's unfortunate because, and folks, by the way, if you try to get a hold of me during the day, I'm on lockdown, just like Hayes and Haynes. See how I kind of went back to that. I'm on lockdown during the day because I work at a government facility, so I don't see the internet for like 10 hours from Monday through Friday when I'm at work and when I'm on the road. So I can't do things there. I got all the content that I do, with Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday, and Wednesday and Friday up during the season. Okay. Then Saturday I'm going to be usually at the games, and then Sunday I do a show, and then Monday I'm flying back. So if I can find time, I will be more than happy to do what I can because I love doing which is why and I know I'm long-winded as fuck, as Graphics said.
True that. Graph don't lie.
But yeah, but if I can find time, I'll be more than happy to do things with them. Just let me know, and I will try to find the time, folks. I will try to find the time.
I got a cell phone. I just got to turn it back on. I should do that. And what the hell is a Twitch?
Twitch is another, other than that, Twitch is generally for younger folks that are gamers.
Yeah.
But they do have content for folks that do podcasts and information. So I did Twitch because I want to make sure that I'm relevant for everybody. No, I do not have fucking TikTok. I kind of draw the line at TikTok for personal reasons. If you want to know, I will tell you. I'm not going to blast it out there. But as of this time, I do not have TikTok.
I know why.
Nor do I envision it.
Are you, Captain, are you going to be dumping your fans only page?
You guys want to see a hernia, I can show that. That's about
it. Let's go, Cap. Hey, real quick, shout out to that Raiders fan. He said not to brag, but I'm going to I'm gonna be there too, Raiders. That Raiders fan. We need to get a drink, man. Cap, you gonna be there?
Yeah.
Me, you, and Stu got to get together, bro.
Yeah, I'm going to be at every Raiders game except home game in Vegas, except for the Christmas game, because I'm going to give those tickets up to whoever gives me the most money for them. So, yeah, I will be at every game. And if I'm not inside, it's because somebody paid me a ridiculous amount of money. Stu!
Money for him. Bro,
Yo.
Hit me with the link.
Pause. I'm going to send it to you right now.
Yeah, but I will be at every Raiders game except for the Christmas game. If you don't see me inside, it's because somebody paid me an inordinate amount for my tickets. But I will be at the games. I might not. And again, as of right now, I'm going to everything except for Christmas. But yeah, you will see me there, and Pittsburgh and Dallas as of right now, and most likely Indianapolis. So that's what I got.
I'll be there as well.
Stu's going to that game, man. You said, right?
And New York.
I'll be there as well.
So Stu's going to that game. Y'all gonna be drinking. I can see Doc's. Nobody's drinking except for.
Oh, gee, I told you if you want to come, man. You said you didn't want to come.
What? When?
The Colts game. I said I'd get you a ticket, and then you hit me back and said, "Nah, I'm not gonna be able to make it."
The Colts game is September 13th.
No. I'm talking about the January 2nd.
Yeah, I can't make that one.
Yeah.
But,
that's the game I was talking about.
Right. No, I mean, you guys are all going to be at the Colts game. Ain't none of y'all going to be drinking.
No.
And, yeah, I can't make that.
Turn your YouTube off.
It's a shame. I should be there. No, I mean,
Dude, turn your YouTube off.
Oh, we froze.
Oh, hold on.
Turn your YouTube off. There we go. All good. What's up, brother?
Hey, Cap.
Sir.
You were very long-winded on whatever the fuck you were just talking about. I don't know what it was.
Hey, Stu, you had yet to hear me go off long-winded. Those are just little poetic, what do you call it, haikus, motherfucker. I can get into it.
I love it.
I can get into it.
Hey, real quick, shout out to my brother Stu, man. I checked out. I seen it before you sent it to me, but I loved your interview with JT the Brick, bro. That was a really fire.
Dude, JT's the man, dude. He does a good job. I didn't realize, I wasn't sure exactly what. I didn't know if it was like a live thing or his podcast, or so it's his podcast.
Yeah, it's pre-recorded
on the Raiders website, right?
Yeah.
And then
JT
you know what?
legend.
You know what was cool though? Did you get a chance to listen to Rich Gannon before I got on?
Yes, I listened a little bit of it, but I'm gonna be honest. I skipped to you.
Well, I mean that's understandable, you know. But no, he talked about how when he was watching the game, he talked about how it looked like the defense was simplified, like guys were out there just playing. And remember, I made that point. You could see that out there, so that's cool because I mean, obviously, Rich Gannon, you know. He's actually the first Raiders player I saw when I got to the facility. So, like, hopefully when I go out for that game, because who was asking, Cap? Were you asking what game I'm coming out to, or?
Yeah, I said whichever one you're out for, just let me know because I'm going out to them all except for Christmas.
Oh, you are? You're going to all of them?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah. No. So I'll be out there for the home opener against. Dude, this game's going to be nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about this linebacker that we got from the Chargers, right? From the Chargers?
Carolina.
Well,
Carolina.
Perryman was a Charger for about 6 years. Then Carolina picked him up, and he didn't even play for him. And we picked him up because obviously he knows Bradley's system, so it's plug and play when he is able to play.
Yeah.
Oh, he's hurt.
Yeah, but Perryman knows the system. He can walk on and play instantly.
Right.
If you watch this guy,
what's he play? Outside, inside? Where's he at?
He plays middle.
Yeah, middle linebacker.
Middle?
He's an old school thumper. He's an old school thumper, Stu. He's a guy that's known for hitting.
Remember
when I showed you
thumping is Vontaze perfect, but yeah.
But remember I showed you Vontaze Burfict's highlights not too long ago?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Vontaze is a little more violent, but Perryman is a hitter. We'll just say that.
Well, he's been a hitter ever since he went to the U. Because I've known him ever since he's
been a Miami boy. He's a Miami boy. Okay.
Yes. I wanted to draft him in 2015. I wanted him that year.
I think I heard you say that.
Yeah, I've always been a Denzel Perryman fan.
And what did we give up, a 7th round pick or something? Or
we gave up a 6th for him and a 7th.
6th and a 7th round.
No, we gave up a 6 for him, and we get a 7th.
Oh,
we stole it.
Yeah,
I was just about to say, if we gave him a 6th and a 7th, he better come in here and play. That's a big, but no. So we got him plus a 7th round pick.
Yeah,
right. For a 6th.
Still has to get healthy, but I think this is a great.
What's his injury?
He's dealt with. Let me see. I'm gonna bring this up real quick.
Oh God.
So he's been around for a while. Then this is his 7th year.
I don't think he's ever played a full season. I'm gonna be honest.
No.
Yeah.
I don't like hearing that.
He plays well when he plays.
Yes.
All right, let him go until a couple other guys get healthy, and All
right. So look. So the deal is pending a physical. He suffered a hip flexor as well as a foot injury during practice last year. A teammate stepped on him. Both injuries cost Perryman training camp time. Also noted, another guy went ahead of him, Jermaine Carter, on the depth chart because of it. But yeah, he dealt with a hip flexor and a foot injury. But
you brought up something about Shanahan saying he's going to play starters.
Yes, I think this is Shanahan playing mind tricks, man. I don't. Why would he play all of his starters the last game of the preseason?
What did he say?
He basically said that's what he wants to do. He wants to put all of his starters out there. I just don't.
Did he say I just want to put my starters out there? Does that mean like did he say I want a quarter, a drive?
He didn't mention any of that. So I mean, it could be a series, or he could just be talking shit. I mean, I don't really know.
We need to get out there and commit some injuries in the first drive at least.
Well, I'm saying this, guys.
The motherfucker that I want to get is fucking Arden motherfucking Key.
Me too, bro. Yeah, want to knock his ass the fuck out.
Fill me in.
He's a bum that we drafted out of LSU in the 3rd round. I think in 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
We call him Arden Almost Key because he almost always gets to the quarterback, but he doesn't. The greatest thing he's ever done in his career was be a spy last year against Patrick Mahomes, which we won that game. That was the greatest thing I've ever seen him do.
Yeah.
Didn't we beat them twice last year?
No, we
should have beat them twice.
They scored with like 45 seconds left to beat us in the 4th quarter.
And Arden Key is the motherfucker that grabbed Fitzpatrick's face mask, which went to the 15-yard penalty, plus the guy fucking caught the ball. And what pisses me off about Arden Key, other than the fact he's an LSU piece of shit, and of course I'm a Gator, okay, so I can say that.
Wait, hold on. Typically.
Wait a second, Stu. One more long-winded thought was that he said that
wrap that shit up.
Worthless things. He had worthless things with like pictures. There were 3 pictures of worthless items, and the 4th picture was a Raider helmet. And I said, "Oh, worthless?
Yes,
worthless."
Yeah, he got kicked off the team and he started talking trash.
Yeah.
And
then he pretty much said, he wanted to leave anyway. He needed a fresh start, and now he's looking like dog shit with the Niners, and he probably won't even make the roster.
Well, here was my question, guys. If you think of LSU as a university, how many LSU guys actually come out and do well in the NFL? I mean, there's Matthias, right? Matthias.
Yeah, Matthew.
But they dumped his ass, though. So really, I don't even know if he considers himself LSU.
Foster Moreau was LSU, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, Foster Moreau looks good. Odell Beckham, it looks good. The Honey Badger is fire.
LSU.
Yeah, Odell, but Landry is a better wide receiver, and he's LSU as well. Joe Burrow, it's
Joe Burrow.
But I will give Joe Burrow as far as what I've seen with Joe Burrow. But remember, Jabustis was an LSU motherfucker.
Please don't bring that bad memory.
Hey, leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Let's not act like Justin Jefferson is not great. That just came out last year, wide receiver. He had an all-pro year with Minnesota, his rookie year. And, I mean, let's be honest, the Honey Badger's a top 3, top 5 safety in this league. So they have some great guys come out of LSU.
Dejaba Russell, okay. Look, this dude was talking purple drank on all this crap. Dude, he showed up to training camp looking like he was using gravy as a beverage.
Now, Stu, I must tell you a story.
Stu played with him.
It is long-winded, but it's pertinent in this fact.
Patrick Peterson too. Yes, Reese Rock.
Bruce Gradkowski.
Forte.
Bruce Gradkowski and I go back here in Tampa, okay? And Bruce Gradkowski, when I was bouncing at the club, I would go up to Bruce, and Bruce said, "Hey, you guys just drafted Jamarcus Russell," and this was while Bruce was still playing for the Bucks. He said, "Hey, this is Jamarcus's position coach at LSU." So I was like, "Oh, cool!" I was like, "What can you tell me about Jamarcus Russell?" And this is the exact thing, the head placement, the expressions. He's like, "I feel sorry for you, bro." That's from his coach that Bruce knew.
Leonard Fournette.
that played with you, and of course you know the story about Jamarcus and the CD about the play of here's all the plays you need to learn. They gave him a DVD to learn. It was blank,
and he came back and said he remembered all the plays.
Yeah, coaches used to do that shit, man. They would like put little like little things like, if you see this, come tell me if you saw this, like while you're watching film or whatever. Well, so then I'll say this about Jamarcus Russell, then we'll get off Jamarcus Russell, let him do his thing. But
yes, sir.
It's not his fault. It's the Raiders' fault for taking him that high.
That's true.
It really is. And
giving him
that
all
was
that
one
money.
of the biggest things. What's that?
Giving him all that money.
Guaranteed
I
money.
mean, not to say anything bad about the organization, but that was not a good. I mean, like I told you, I wanted Megatron.
And you know what? And so did Kiffin, and I can't stand that motherfucker either. But that's the only good thing I will say about Monty's son, because I can't stand his ass so bad. Because I live here. But the one thing I can't say about Kiffin is that
where's Kiffin at now? Where is he at now?
He's at Mississippi.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You know what kills me? Stephen A. Smith said something about Jamarcus Russell. I'm not a big fan of Stephen A. because he talks trash on the Raiders.
I'm not either.
It's A. Stephen Smith, ASS.
Whatever. But I'm not a big fan because he trashes the Raiders all the time. But he said Jamarcus Russell is a big Jabba the Hutt slob who needs to give that money back to the Davis family that he stole.
Nope, he does not. He doesn't. Because the Davis family gave him that money, and that's his money, and that's, to be honest with you, that's their fault.
I agree. I want
to ask you this. I want to ask you guys this though. Here's the thing.
Al was slipping in the end,
Here's the last preseason game, right?
Yes, sir.
Coming up.
Mm-hmm.
When you guys Cap, did you play at all?
Yeah, I played.
Okay, as a player, right? When you want to at least, I'd feel bad having the Monday night football game be like my first game coming out, right? I'd want to be able to play a little bit as a player. Like, man, I need to get out there and get those first couple games under my belt at least, so I can work out some stuff. Like, I wouldn't want to go into week one not playing like a snap. I just wouldn't feel prepared. And what do you guys feel about that?
No, I agree. I want to see at least 2 series from our starters. I want to see a series or 2 from Mariota, providing that he is not. Oh, by the way, this is all under the precipice that you are not injured and are 100% to do this. I want to see 2 series from our starters. I want to see 2 series, maybe 3 from the guys that are going to be depth. And then everybody else that's supposed to be getting that final 53 that needs a roster spot, that's the way it used to be. It used to be you could check in the preseason. It's like I would say, okay, the first preseason score is what the score was at the end of the first quarter, because that was starter on starter. Yep. Second preseason game, what was the score at the half? And then the third preseason game was what was the score at the third quarter. And the fourth preseason game, you didn't even fucking look at it because it was everybody that was looking for a spot. Yep. Am I right?
Yeah, but there's only 3. There's only 3. And look, what does Darren Waller or Derek Carr have to prove? What does Josh Jacobs have to prove?
No. Jacobs, Waller, DC. Everybody else play. Those 3 guys I don't want to see at all.
Right.
Listen, I'm not saying they should play. What I'm saying is, I asked you guys as
I get it, Stu. Yeah.
Wouldn't you guys how would you feel? Wouldn't you want to get a little fucking shit?
I actually would want to see.
I'm not saying they should play at all. I'm just saying, I'm asking you guys personally. Wouldn't you want to?
Yeah, I would.
I wouldn't. Me personally, okay. What? I got this frame of mind. Put me in when you fucking put me in, and that's. I was a defensive player. Yeah. Okay, I was defensive line. Put me in when you put me in. I just gotta go murder motherfuckers.
We played against. But OG, we played against the Rams 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s all week long last week.
Right.
DC played, Waller played, Jacobs was out there.
Right.
I mean, these guys have got snaps. Training camp is training camp. At the end of the day, you don't want to bring your star players out there. I want to see Mariota. I want to see Kenyon Drake. I do want to see Trayvon Merrick, our rookies. I want to see Nate Hobbs out there. I want to see how he plays against ones.
I don't want to see Nate Hobbs in this game.
I do. I want to see what he looks like against actual starters. If the Niners play the starters, I want to see what he do because he looked like a superstar against second and thirds. Just a little bit.
So he'll be good to go when he gets the first. Pull him. And then on the defense,
I agree.
Yannick ain't got nothing to prove.
You don't.
Okay, don't put Crosby in there.
The guys that are going to be depth, okay, this is where I want to see it because we've seen it. We've seen it a little bit.
Where's the game at?
It's in San Francisco.
It's a home game in San Francisco.
Santa Clara.
It's a home game. It's a home game.
Hey, real quick.
Levi
see what the
Stadium.
depth guys can do against starters.
Is it Bugle Boy Stadium? Did Jamal Anderson Jamal Anderson sponsor that shit?
Hey, real quick. Shout out to Raider Prophet. Appreciate you, brother. When Gus retires, who will he say is his best defensive end? Simeon Rice, Joey Bosa, or Yannick? I'm going to go with Simeon Rice. I mean, if you want to go through that list, it has to be Simeon Rice.
Yeah.
I mean, easy. Joey Bosa hasn't done enough yet. Yannick is still young, hasn't done enough yet. Simeon Rice is a fucking legend. So,
yeah. Simeon Rice was the only difference on the fake Pirate team that played against us in the Super Bowl when the year before we beat them 45-0 in the Bay Area. Simeon Rice was the only addition to that team that was different.
Simeon Rice, Illinois?
Yes, sir. Illinois.
I'm gonna look up his stats real quick.
Yeah, Simeon was a monster, man. I grew up.
I've met Simeon. He.
You had to have played against Simeon.
Let's see. So, Mark. Okay. Let's see.
When the
1996 draft. Okay, he's the 20th. Okay, here we go. He was drafted by the Arizona Cardinals. I know that in the third overall in the 96 NFL draft. He was the 20th all-time in sacks in NFL history. In his first 8 out of his 10 seasons of the NFL, Rice recorded at least 10 sacks. And in 3 of those seasons, he recorded that. I would say, wasn't he probably the first generation of like that tall, lean defensive end?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
He came in
6'5".
after. He came in pretty much after like the Bruce Smiths and the
Reggie Whites.
Yeah, Reggie Whites of the world. Yeah.
Kevin Green's, or no, was it Kevin Green or
Kevin Green was nice. Good play with the Jets, right?
No, Kevin Green played for the Steelers.
Oh yeah, Panthers, yes.
Yeah, but mostly Steelers and Rams.
So here you go. Simeon Rice, Super Bowl, 3-time Pro Bowler, first team All-Pro in 2002, three-time second team All-Pro, NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, 100 sack club, 2-time All-American, Big Ten Defensive Lineman of the Year, and Big Ten Co-Freshman of the Year. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Simeon because he's a Big Ten boy, and like you were just talking about, Hobbs, right?
Our corner.
Yeah, Illinois guy too. So yeah, let's go with Simeon.
Hey, real quick, who was I thinking about? Cap Green, play for the Jets. Green. Shit. I had another Green in mind when you guys were talking about Kevin Green. It was some. It'll come to me. I'll bring it back up when I remember.
I think maybe a running back played for the Jets.
It was a defensive guy. Shit. Who am I thinking about?
If you're talking Gastineau and Klecko, that was the New York Sack Exchange, and I was back then. Yeah. Klecko.
Mark Gastineau?
Yeah, Mark Gastineau and Joe Klecko. New York Sack Exchange.
Not Sean Green, not Victor Green. Who the hell was it, man? It is
not
what it is.
Not Dennis Green.
You know what? It may have been the Eagles.
We are who they thought they were, and may he rest in peace.
It may have been the Eagles.
His son passed away too, right? Didn't his son pass away before he passed away with something like a drug overdose or something?
That's fucked up.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Dennis
Green.
Hey, shout out
we
to
thought we knew who they. No, what was his thing? They were who we thought they were.
We are who they thought we were, and if you want to crown their ass, Crowder.
No. Hey, that was I thought Herm Edwards' brother son died.
Oh, well, I knew it was one of them.
Oh, not Herm Edwards. I'm sorry. Tampa Bay's coach. That Gruden took over his team. How am I not remembering?
Tony Dungy?
Tony Dungy.
Sorry.
His son died.
Christ.
Yeah, it wasn't Herman. It wasn't Herman.
Okay.
You guys were talking about Dennis Green.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dirty Raider real quick. He said, I don't want to see any vet starters. We know what they can do already. This is the game that rookies have a chance to show up and earn that spot. Because right now we got to go from 80 to 53.
Like I said, I actually would like to see a series. You know, like one series showing like this is what we're going to show against anybody. You know, put and again, only for a series, like a set of downs. If they make a first down, get them out of there. You know,
that's like holding up your cards with a mirror behind you. Nah.
Hey, guys.
Cards.
Why?
If they start starters, put your backups in there, the guys that are. Let's see how they handle starters. They're going to either a lesson in humility or they're going to go out there and shine, and we got a badass team.
Yeah, well, I actually think that we do, based upon when it's like the game against Seattle, it was our 2s and 3s against their 2s and 3s.
Right.
Our 2s and 3s kicked their ass.
All right, so let their 1s come in and let our 2s take them on and see what they can do. Our depth guys.
Well, like I said,
and you know what? Even if those starters do go in, they probably don't even want to be out there either. Yeah. So you know, it's
they're not going to play their best because they don't want to get injured.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. So is it still
our backups?
Is it still
give our backups confidence?
Is it still you get paid your salary through the regular season? Is that still the way it works?
I'm thinking if was that how it was when you were around?
Yeah, so when we played preseason games, we got a check that week for $1,200. Everybody, it was just a camp check. So I'm thinking, yeah. So if you get out there and get fucking hurt and shit
for $1,200, oh hell no.
Not work. No, that's why the owners wanted 6 games, and that's why we kept going. No, take these games out because they're still getting concessions, TV shit, parking lots, all that stuff. And we don't get paid till week 1, like your salary.
You guys were getting paid $1,200 to play in the preseason,
bro. It was like our camp checks were like 15. And it was throughout the whole team, like $1,500 or some shit for the week or something like that. It was crazy.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you want to get dudes that come into the camp, they don't make it to the regular season. They didn't get paid shit. They didn't even make it to their contract.
Wow.
Hey guys. Do you guys remember a guy named Antosh Hawthorne?
Yeah, that played for Nebraska, number 77 for the Raiders.
Close, Wisconsin.
Oh, sorry, but
I always get them mixed up too.
I talked with him. He wants to come on the show.
That's fire, man. That's fire.
I've reached out to him years ago. I said I'd like to have you on the show, Crickets.
Well, maybe you need to come on with me and Stu then, and we can do that all together. I think I'm going to try to get, like I said, I'm going to try to get as guys back as we go, but I don't want to, some guys, they might not be comfortable with it or whatever, but I'm going to try to get some people because I want to get guys back in front of the Raider Nation, dude, so you guys can meet some of these people face to face because I'd say 99% of the dudes are all really, really good dudes, man. And they all feel the same way. What's that?
Get Seawood.
He's too busy dunking Maker's Mark bottles and fucking his whiskey.
No, I know. I saw that shit. He was in Tennessee giving away bottles of wine with his autograph, and I was like,
I'm gonna tell you right now, though, I'm a lot closer than you would think with getting that interview. I'll tell you that right now.
Wow.
She would?
Yeah, I am a lot closer than a lot of people think. I've been going through but his wine, his whiskey, they follow me with everything I do. And shout out to them. Shout out to Woodson Whiskeys, man. For sure.
Woodson Whiskey 2-4 all wine and
they
did an event for $100. You go, or $200, something like that. You go get a picture. You get a case with 2 bottles, one autographed, one not.
Where's
So
this
you
at?
drink the one that wasn't, keep the other one.
Hey, where's
I
this
saw,
at?
I don't know. I follow him on Facebook. I saw this
Okay.
thing. I'm like, son of a bitch. I wish I could go.
They're all through the Midwest right now. I know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's
He's
distribution.
always on the move.
And he has wines. He has wines as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that Intercept Pinot Noir, I would love to try. That's one of my favorite. When I'm drinking wine, is Pinot Noir.
Oh, is that like he named them all after like
with a rum?
Hey, Stu, have you talked to any of your former teammates about hooking up out there in Vegas?
So Antaj will be out there. Barry Sims will be out there. I was talking with the alumni board to see who's all coming, because she actually asked me. So what they do is I think she said every week there'll be 14 former players, legends, or whatever, or maybe 16, and 8 guys sign autographs. Maybe the guys that aren't real personable, like they'll be somewhere in the stadium. You can go up and get autographs and pictures and all that stuff, and then the other 8 of us will be going through like the suites. And I told them, like, Stuart, when you come in, halftime you're done. I said, no, listen, I'm out there. I want to meet everybody in those suites, because guys who are in these suites, they're the guys that own all these casinos, man. You're talking about like some pretty powerful people. I'm like, no, I want to meet every single person in those suites. Yeah. So I'm so it should be pretty cool. So she actually asked me, she's like, Stu, do you know some former players? And here's the list of guys that I gave her that I'd like to see come back, guys that I talked to quite a bit. And actually, I'm glad I can read this list to you guys, because these are kind of the guys I was closest to. Let's see here. And then were they talking shit about my boy Olsen? I saw something about Olsen's just a puppet for Gruden.
I haven't said anything bad about Mr. Olsen this broadcast or the last one.
I'm going to be honest. I have said he was a puppet since day one, but.
Okay.
I'll just say, but notice I said on this broadcast or the one previous.
I'll say this, but I always give Olsen his credit for bringing in Darren Wallen. He will forever be, forever. Like him bringing him in changed our organization. So I'm not saying that Olsen doesn't know what he's doing, but Gruden is too demanding of that offense for him to even get any kind of push.
Why is that his fault though?
It's not, but I'm just saying he's more of a puppet because he's doing what Gruden is telling him to do.
He's chasing seagulls off in the upper stands.
I am on record stating this, that I would prefer John Gruden to be a real head coach like Andy Reid, and it took Andy Reid quite a while for him to delineate and let the offense be like Eric Bieniemy as his OC. Because Andy Reid would do play after play after play, and it took a while until he gave that to Eric Bieniemy. I want to see John Gruden be the overall dude and have a OC that is up to date.
Yes.
That is up to date, and maybe incorporate some of John's shit, but I want to have a OC that is his own man, so when the offense doesn't work, it's not on Gruden per se, it's on the OC. And that's
so hard. That's so hard for these coaches to do, man. Like
I understand, but you know,
did I tell you the story of Rod Woodson and Jack Del Rio?
No, but we're gonna hear it now.
So these coaches, man, it's like you hire guys, right? As a head coach, I mean, you want to get the best coaches around you, don't you? Like the guys that know position. Like if I were the head coach, like, hey, I know DBs and I know special teams, but I don't know shit about defensive line or tight ends or receivers. I mean, I can, but I'm going to go out and hire the best guys that do and go, hey, listen, guys, that's your shit. You take it. Like, I don't want to deal with it. I got all this other stuff I need to deal with. I don't need to micromanage you guys. Like, I'm hiring you. I hired you. I trust you. Okay. So I'm talking to Rod Woodson, and this is when he was a DB coach out there. I said, Rod, how come you're not coaching no more? He's like, Stu, man, I just couldn't. The egos. He said, I just couldn't mess with it. And I said, well, what do you mean? And I don't know Jack Del Rio. I mean, he seems like an all right dude. I saw him at the Super Bowl all fucked up and shit, but so I was like, he's pretty cool, but whatever. they're in a defensive meeting room, right? And they're going over, I think, like pass Skelly or something. And Rod Woodson's in there with Jack Del Rio, and Jack Del Rio's trying to tell Rod Woodson how he wants the DBs to backpedal. And I'm sitting there thinking, why the fuck would you want to have, like, you had Rod Woodson, arguably one of the best safeties and best corners to ever play the game, coaching your DBs, and you're going to dictate what, like, you want the DBs backpedaling, how they're supposed to. I think this, like, hey, listen, Rod, as long as they're playing the coverage, you teach them to however the fuck they want to do. And I'm like, these coaches they just have to have, like, I'm like thinking, like, dude, Jack, you're a linebacker. Like,
thank you, because if you hadn't have said that, I said the last time I fucking checked, Jack Del Rio was a mediocre fucking linebacker and special teamer for the teams that he played on.
I would be like, that's one less thing I need to worry about. Like,
he's from Hayward, y'all. Watch your mouth. You know how you feel about Olsen? That's how I feel about him. He's from Hayward, man. He's from Hayward, California. Give him his kudos. Yeah. Give him his roses, man.
Hey, I tell you who was a badass that you guys, I know you guys will know. Oh, God damn it. He was the NFL MVP for the Minnesota Vikings back in like '95. Keith Millard.
Yeah.
He's a North Cal dude, man. That guy coached D-line, I think, 3 years when I was out there. I'm friends with his son, but he's a cool ass dude. I think he's still up there in the Bay right now.
He was on the staff. Yeah, he was on the staff. I remember
the way you're talking about it. Basically, these head coaches, massive egos, controlling everybody else, and then, hey, if these guys don't look good, I get to fire this guy.
Bingo.
Well, actually, it can work for you, but it is rare. I will say that the staff that the Rams had when Dick Vermeil was their coach, he had so many former head coaches on his staff, and it worked because they went to the Super Bowl when they were the greatest show on turf. Because I know, and I can't remember them all, but I remember it was Vermeil was one. Jim Hannafin, who was the coach of the Cardinals, was on that team for a while. And he had like a couple other head coaches that were part of his staff. And that team was well executed. And it worked, but it's rare. I will give it that. It's rare.
Yeah.
That coaching room must have been a massive ego pile.
Dude, like, I believe you have two types of coaches. You have the coach like Joe Tiller, who hired the best guys around and he managed it. He ran it. He managed it. He was the face. He set the culture, but he let his coaches coach. And then you have the other coach who gets guys around them that know less than they do so they can control them. Yeah. And it's like, man, just like they just can't give anybody, like, let a coach have some other credit. It's got to be like.
So which one is Gruden? Which one is Gruden in your eyes, Stu? If you had to,
I know what the answer is.
Because I know too. I know too, because right when he said it, I knew you were instantly like.
Why do you think I went like this?
I know.
So I don't know Gruden. I mean, I respect Gruden.
Yeah, most definitely.
I know he's a big playbook, big terminology, big, ego. All the funny, all the words and all the all that type of stuff, which it works great at coaching seminars and coaching clinics and stuff like that. But again, I'm listening to Derek Carr. I'm listening to Derek Carr talk, and he's saying we're still putting in plays, and I'm like, you guys are still doing install. How long has John been there with Derek?
This is his what, 7th, 8th year?
No. With Derek, he's been there 4 years. This is his 4th season.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's that playbook. He's got 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, I got to think at some point, like, you got your shit. You just you tweak little adjustments, man. I mean, like, you don't. I don't know. John Gruden, I want to get a chance to meet him. I respect him as a coach. So I don't want. I mean, who the fuck asked that question about John Gruden? Anyways, who the fuck asked me that question? You dickhead, man.
Yo, you know what? You don't have to politically answer. We all know.
We know.
We know.
And I know. I know we're going out there week 1. I know you gotta do your business thing, man. So I'm not trying to put you out there like that. I just wanted to know because we all feel like, you know, he fits that mold.
So that was always kind of the knock on Al Davis. Was like, dude, back off. Like, let your coaches coach. Back off. He hired coaches the last couple of years that were guys he could, you know, puppet around or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So
and made some serious mistakes in the drafts.
But listen,
as the GM.
Hey, hold on. He made a good one.
Right. Well, but see,
the last year he was in.
Don't talk too much shit about his drafting style.
Last year he was in. Okay, he started losing it towards the end, and I love Al Davis. Okay, he because of him, the AFL and the NFL merged.
You're right.
But towards the end, we got Jamarcus Russell.
Here's the thing. When I bring up that, like, shit. So what was I saying? Al Davis. What the fuck was I talking about now? Al Davis.
Love that book.
Oh yeah. So, dude, your main install for that games, you know, that Sunday's game is Wednesday and Thursday. Like, those are your, like, the meat of, like, 90% of the game plan is installed Wednesday and Thursday. Al had his meeting with the defensive Rob Ryan, Wink Martindale, who are going to be there. Wink Martindale's the Baltimore Ravens defensive coordinator, and he hired Rob Ryan as his linebacker coach. But they would meet Al Davis on Thursday night, right? And go over the actually I want to show you guys. I have the call sheet, but the call sheet, right? And Al Davis would be like, nope. So Rob Ryan would come in on Friday, and Friday is just supposed to be we already did all the install. And he's like, we're not running this. We're not running this. We're going to run this, but we're going to call it this. We're going to call this that, so he doesn't know it's this. We can't run that. I'm like, man, like, that makes it tough, man. That makes it that. And that sideline phone during the game, sometimes it would be Al, like, asking, like, what the fuck's going on. And you're like, and you try to explain it, and he hang up on you. And, like, I get it. I didn't understand it really until I owned my own professional team. I owned that indoor team, the Saginaw Sting, for 4 years. Yeah. And I was like, bro, it took me a lot of fucking work to run that shit. So I was going to be like, listen, coach, if I tell you to run some fucking shit, you fucking run that shit. I don't know if I got that from Al, but I was like, I put too much money and time in this motherfucker. Like, you're not going to fuck my shit up. So I can see how a man with that much passion, you think he's just going to sit back and just be like this?
Yeah, but the guy was a coach. The guy became an owner. The guy believed in himself enough to where he called it until he passed.
Okay, but let me interject. From fucking immaculate, awesome intelligence, i.e., knowing John. Okay, by the way, John Kingdon is a personal friend of mine. John says, and when John says this, I know he ain't bullshitting me. Al Davis picked the first rounders. Okay, it was the rest of the scouts who filled out the rest of the draft. You could have whoever the fuck you wanted as who you wanted to pick, which is why Kiffin wanted to have Megatron. But Al Davis was sold on Jamarcus Russell. And I'll be kind enough to call him Jamarcus Russell. So you could go up and down, and it didn't matter because Al was going to pick the first round pick and then would walk out of the room, and it was up to the rest of the scouts to fill out the rest of the draft, which is why, good, bad, or indifferent, if the Raiders had a great first-round pick, Al picked it. If the Raiders had a shitty first-round pick, Al picked it. But it was the rest of the draft, which is why the Raiders got a lot of their great players through rounds 2 through when they eventually had them at with 9. was the rest of the people doing their fucking jobs, because Al was going to pick the first rounder and walk out.
And the scout
So-
should have had a plan and say, hey, let's start trading up some stuff because our second round pick is going to be garbage if we don't make up for what Al just did at the end of the end. Look, I loved Al Davis, but towards the end, I was like, oh no.
Go ahead, Steve.
Well, so there is, and I don't know this for sure. I don't know if it was always the first round pick, but I know this for a fact that, these scouts, guys, they read as soon as the season's done. These guys are pro scouts and college scouts. These guys are putting report after, notebooks filled with players, right? And this is what I think, and this is where we're at, and I don't know if it was the first round, but I know for sure that Al Davis would walk in and be like, "We're taking this guy." Yeah. And they're like, this dude, we didn't talk about this dude. So it wasn't always the first round, though. It was any time during the draft that he might just come in and go, "We're taking this," and they're like, "Man, I don't even have a phone number for this guy. I have no idea who this guy is." But Al would have his pick. Now, was it the first pick? I don't know, but I know he would come in, and I'm thinking, man,
the Jacoby Fords of the world, the Darius Hayward Bays of the world. Yes, like trying to get fast, the speed. It after a while though.
It wasn't Jamarcus Russell. It wasn't Jamarcus Russell that caused a 20-year drought. You know what caused a 20-year drought? And it started in 2004. What was an incident that happened that ever since then the Raiders just haven't been able to bounce back from?
In 2004?
2004.
Shit, I was overseas. I didn't get to see anything then.
So that was after the Tuck rule, after the Super Bowl in 2004. Yep. That's a good one. Stu, what?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I was overseas, man. I didn't get to see
anything. Think about we're talking about Gruden. Think about a Sunday night game against Tampa when Rich Gannon broke his neck. Guy coming in and when that happened, it fucked everything up, man.
Yeah.
Because Rich, I bet you Rich still had 2-3 more years. He wasn't done yet playing, man. And that he was, I remember in practice, he was throwing that thing. Like Kerry Collins was a backup. And I like Kerry Collins, but he was there as a backup. And when Rich Gannon, the second game, slid in and Derek Brooks, right?
Derek Brooks. I was gonna make sure you knew because I saw that motherfucker when I bought my truck. Okay, because he was over at Lakeland Ford when I bought my truck.
That's right. I think there's goddamn Tampa. Shit, that's right.
Yeah, I saw Derek Brooks when I brought my truck, and I had on my Raiders AFC Championship shirt on, and I kind of walked up to him and just kind of gave him the old, "Hey, how you doing?" Like the Joey. And he looked at me too. And again, I'm a Gator and he's a Knoll. So and again, lots of props for Derek Brooks because he's a fantastic gentleman. But I gave him the old, "Hey, how you doing?" like Joey look when I bought my truck, knowing that he was there on the car lot at the time. When Derek Brooks fucked up Rich's neck, you went from Kerry Collins to Marcus Tuiasosopo to the kid out of Notre Dame. The kid out of Notre Dame too.
Aaron Brooks. No, he was out of Arizona State.
No, I'm talking about the kid that played for Meyer. We went. That
was before. That was before.
What I'm saying is we had all of these.
Was it Rick Meyer?
Rick Meyer up in Seattle. He was up in Seattle, but speaking of quarterbacks too. Yeah. Hey, speaking of quarterbacks, I remember. I don't know if it was in 05 or 06, but I remember growing up watching Jeff George, right? And Jeff George, his freshman year was at Purdue. He was a Purdue guy, then he left. So I'm in there talking to Bob Romanski, the equipment manager, one day, right before practice, and I see Jeff George. Like, he's got cleats, like trying cleats on and a helmet on. I'm like, damn, that's Jeff George. That's pretty cool. I'm like, was he shooting like a commercial or some shit? Or is he like, what's he putting on shit, Because I hadn't heard about him in a while, right?
Yeah.
So then I'm like, whatever, that's cool. Hopefully I get a chance to meet him. I go get my shit on, go out to practice. Jeff George is out there spatted up with his jersey on. Like, they brought him out, and that motherfucker was throwing BBs, dude. He was, but I'm like, what the fuck? I thought this guy, like, where'd they pull this dude out of? Like, they were just trying everything, man. Like,
Yeah.
actually, I wish they would have kept Jeff George. That motherfucker was shredding us.
Hey, he had an arm though.
Hell yeah,
He had a cannon, but
cannon. Well,
$1 million arm, and unfortunately, a 50-cent head.
yep.
You think so?
As far as he had all the ability in the world, and again, I don't know Mr. George personally, but based upon all the things that I have learned about him through sources, he just it's like the way his head was, all the ability in the world, but just could not make things right.
He was the first overall pick in 1990.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$1 million.
Actually, after practice, I ate lunch with him. He was
it
the
Colts?
Colts, Falcons, Raiders 97, 98, Vikings 99,
Yeah.
Redskins 01, 2000, Seattle 02, Chicago Bears, Oakland Raiders 06. Yeah, they signed him.
You know who he was?
He was
He was like the original Ryan Fitzpatrick.
No. Ryan, hey, by the way, Ryan Fitzpatrick still has not lost to the Raiders.
Did I pick? No, I think did I pick him up? No, I picked off.
Well, he's going to lose this year.
I'm surprised
Oh,
in the
what am I
coaching
thinking?
changes we didn't get Jerry Glanville at some point.
Well, but because I've actually spoken to Ryan Fitzpatrick when he was with the Bucks, and he went through CENTCOM where they were signing things, and I mentioned it to him. Very nice guy, by the way. And I said, Ryan, you've always beaten the Raiders, whether you were on the Titans, whether you were on the I don't think he was on the Dolphins yet. The Titans, the Jets.
It's about Fitz.
Yeah.
Is he on the Bengals?
But every team he's played on, when they played the Raiders, he's beaten the Raiders.
He's probably played for every team but the Raiders.
Every team, yeah, no shit. He should have, yeah. There was a question earlier. Someone asked the top defensive back of all time if you had to pick 4 DBs in Raiders history.
Well, that's what we were talking about earlier before you came on, because this show was about Lester Hayes,
Michael Haynes,
Mike Haynes, and then you got to add C. Wood in there, and then you got to add Stu. You know what I mean? And then we're done. You know what I mean?
So Lester Hayes came out to training camp.
Willie Brown.
Willie for sure.
2005, and
Willie
came
and Charles
out there.
Woodson, round that out, all 4.
Willie Brown was like, guys, he stopped. Willie Brown was like, the DBs. He said, come over here and listen to this. And he said, all right, guys. And he was, dude, he was sweating. He says, I don't care if that's your mama lined up against you. You knock her out. And I was going, holy shit, this dude, like, he's like fucking, he's grabbing Fabian, like fucking, I don't care. And I'm like, Lester, man, like, I'm all about that shit too, but we got rules, man. Like, we can, like Lester, you were fucking with receivers when they're in a 3-point stance now. Like, that's a little bit easier to just Debo a motherfucker. But dude, I thought he could still play, dude. That dude. So you had what? So you're saying Woodson, obviously at corner.
So I'll move Woodson to safety.
I was going to say I would put Woodson at safety because you got Hayes and Haynes at corner.
Yeah, put Woodson at safety, and then you can put it
Where's
back.
Willie at?
Unfortunately,
he didn't make the cut, huh?
Tatum and Atkinson.
Well, see, that's why I would put Tatum as the other safety.
Yeah, that's a perfect free and strong safety right there. Whew.
Hey, no disrespect right now at all. Everyone knows, obviously, the hitman Tatum in that play. I've never looked at his stats. Have you guys ever looked at his stats?
We did a show on him.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Tatum.
We talked about it. Man,
you take Tatum, Atkinson, put in Woodson as a rotational piece.
Yeah.
You take
Namdi was pretty goddamn good too now, though. Namdi was pretty fucking good too.
Yeah, he was
and
great.
Then you got guys like Lester Hayes, Mike Haynes.
And when you're done,
I
will read
the shit out of every offense in the NFL.
Willie, C. Wood, Haynes, Hayes, safety Tatum and Atkinson.
You know how tall George was?
Sorry?
You know how tall how tall Jack Tatum was?
Yeah.
How tall?
Was he short?
He was barely 6 foot.
5'10". 5'10".
5'10". Hey, how tall was Ronnie Lott? How tall was Ronnie Lott?
He's big. He's about 6'2", 6'3".
Okay. All right.
Ronnie Lott's the truth.
Because I had it queued up about Tatum, this is a little excerpt on him. It's that the greatest players, defensive backs that are not in the Hall of Fame and who they should be. The Assassin was one of the hardest hitting safeties in league history, first round pick by Oakland. Tatum was brought in to be Dave Grayson's replacement. Remember, I spoke about Dave Grayson. In his first game, he knocked out future Hall of Fame tight end John Mackey. I mean, John Mackey was
the John Mackey Award.
Yeah.
We were trying to knock the helmet off Sammy White.
And I was going to say,
one way, mouthpiece one another.
Sammy White in the victory. So, are you reading the same motherfucking thing that I got here, motherfucker?
I'm not reading shit.
I know, motherfucker. I know. I know that motherfucking shit. I wanted to read that shit.
You're Cena.
I ain't fucking Cena. You haven't seen Cena yet.
Know that shit. Talk that shit.
You haven't seen Cena yet.
Memory.
I got your motherfucking Cena right here.
Hey,
Well,
there
yeah,
goes the monetization. There goes the monetization for tonight.
Now that I got your attention, I will read the last paragraph since I was unduly fucking interrupted. Okay. Tatum likely loses out on a Hall of Fame consideration due to the nature of his hits by today's standards. He hits on Patriots wide receiver Darryl Stingley, resulted in Stingley becoming a quadriplegic. Given his impact on the game and how he helped create the Raiders' identity, his career should be remembered as one of the best safeties of the 70s, period.
Oh,
and
easily.
He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
They're both dead. They ain't spoilers.
OG, real quick. Hey, shout out to Raider Prophet. This is OG night. This is OG night. This is the Chronicles of the Blackhole. We talk about all the old school shit. So any other live is 2021 Raiders. This is OG. We talk about it all. So
I do want to say this, Raider Prophet. We can talk all day long about what could have, the games before. The shit, we ain't gonna be able to know shit until that Monday night game, dude. To be honest with you, we're really not.
We want to talk about preseason.
Yeah, I mean, like it's too hard to. It doesn't mean anything. Like half the players won't be there. This dude, like. Now, when it gets to the season, yeah. But like you said, right now,
30% of these guys are not going to be here next week.
no.
Okay, it's evaluation time.
there's 80 right now. There's 80.
Yeah.
I can remember my first when the season started. It was like, where the fuck is everybody? Like,
Oh, I like this. Hold on, Cap. Hey, let's prove you wrong real quick. Ryan Fitzpatrick lost to the Raiders in Oakland 34-20 in 2015. He was knocked out of the game.
Okay.
Dolphins, right? Was it the Dolphins? Oh, no, not the Dolphins. Was it the Dolphins at first?
Where was Fitzmagic at in 2015?
well, really, can you say though, Cap? I'm gonna go with Cap because he didn't finish the game, so he didn't lose that game. He didn't finish it. He didn't play.
He started.
Then I am incorrect.
Yes, let's go.
I just want to make a quick statement.
No, I will make it. I once thought I was wrong, but I was incorrect.
I just want to make a quick statement. For all the people out there who are following this channel, all the subscribers, you guys are awesome. And I want to put away a Raiders argument. The captain wears high-collared shirts to hide the circumcision scar. Just saying.
34.
Hey, hey, look who just texted me. Hold on. His ears must have been ringing. That is Greg Olson.
That's crazy. Good job on your interview.
Sounded great. That's my boy, dude.
Hey, somebody has the YouTube on.
Not me.
It's like hella echo.
Is it me? Hello? No.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
Hello, it's not me.
Hey,
Hello.
that's-
Hello.
That's fire. though.
McFly.
And again, so again, apologies because again, he didn't correct me at all because I said, Ryan, I don't think I've ever seen you lose to the Raiders. And he's like, you know what? I don't think I have either. So
He only had 5 passing attempts, Cap. That was it. And he went out, and then Geno Smith came in, and we rocked him.
okay, well, there you go. That's the reason why. Because every other time I remember when he was on the Titans, because I was down in Guantanamo at the time, and we were winning.
The fuck
And
were you
then-
doing down there?
I was on the good side of the fence. We'll talk about this later on there, Stu.
Yeah, off record.
Yeah, off record. But we were winning, and they had a major fucking storm, and I didn't even get a chance to see the end of the game, so I had to wait at the sports bar, and then I found out later on. I'm like, what do you mean the fucking Titans won? Because he came back and he had that fourth quarter comeback, and they ended up beating the Raiders. Okay, again, Fitzpatrick was always beating the Raiders wherever he was. So again, Thumper World, thanks for catching that. But again, I didn't recall him ever beating the Raiders. But again,
Hey, real quick.
but if he only had 5 passing attempts, then that one's out of the fucking question because he was only there for a minute and a half.
Real quick.
Hold
shout
on,
out
he's
to
still
Terrence, man.
playing.
Huh?
He's 38, dude.
Yeah, 38. Shout out to Terrence real quick, man. Thank you for still putting the links down. Hey, we got Stu's YouTube in the comment section. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Stu's page. Go subscribe to Captain Jack's page. And also go catch OG Daniel on Chronicles of the Blackhole on YouTube as well.
Oh, gee.
All 3 links are in there, man. Appreciate you, Terrence, as always. Graphic, thanks for everything you do for the nation. This was a perfect way to end my birthday night. Shout out to you, Jesse. Happy birthday again, my brother.
Happy birthday, Jesse.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
And having Stu, Captain Jack, and OG made it 100 times better. Now, if I can please get a Raiders. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, let's do this together. 1, 2, 3.
I'm different.
Let's go.
I'm
Hey,
different. I got to do my yard. When everybody else does the Raiders, I got to do my yard. That just makes me different.
we're coming up.
Patrick hasn't.
Go ahead, brother.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
He hasn't done shit, dude. That dude's been playing forever. Like he's got no.
He's a
Well,
backup.
hold on.
He's a backup.
He is the perennial plug and play backup quarterback.
34,000 yards he's thrown for in his career. 34,000 fucking yards.
Did you guys hear it at the Rams game, the Raiders home game at the Rams Stadium?
Whose house?
Yes.
Raiders!
You were doing that?
Yeah, I love that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Second time.
Yeah.
Let me see. Hey, in 4 minutes, man, we're coming up on 2 hours, man. Hey, I want you guys to get your shit in. Let me know real quick. Let everybody know, Cap. Let them know where they can get you at, bro.
Go. If you can't find me on YouTube, it's because you can't spell. Captain Jack Rackham. RACK''EM. Captain Jack Rackham. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitch. Go find me because I want to see you. I want to hear from you. And I got a show tomorrow. You don't know jack about sports. Make sure you come on over to my YouTube channel tomorrow as well. And make sure you are supporting OG Daniel because we know you're supporting everybody here.
There you go. OG, man. Let them know about the channel real quick, man.
I got my channel, Chronicles of the Blackhole. I'm starting to put together a Facebook channel because I'm going to do some Facebook marketing.
There you go.
To build up and create an IG and a Twitch, something like that.
Yeah, what did you say about Twatch?
Twink.
Yeah.
Twat.
Guys, you guys call us the OGs and all that stuff. We want to teach you about the days back then.
Yeah.
Now, the old guys that are on there, they already know, and they just want to reminisce. But you young guys, what did Willie Brown tell them? It's important to know the Raiders' history.
history, the guys that came before,
and live up to. We have a slogan: "Just win, baby." Well, today it's a talking point. Back then, it meant something. Just win. Raiders coming from behind in several games that they thought they lost. The Heidi game, we lost. Wrong. They switched over to Heidi, and in the last few minutes of the fourth quarter, we came back, devastating win against the Jets. Was it the Jets?
Yep, Jets,
And
1968. Preston Riedel-Huber with the fumble in the end zone, and then we got another pick.
And all the rule changes that were created because the Raiders. You know, there's a lot of stuff that you need to know about this team, and we want to show it to you. And with that being said, I also think we need to pick out the next show who we're going to talk about. I've got someone in mind because I don't want to talk to you about somebody you already heard their name and you know and you've seen. I want to talk about somebody you don't know.
That's a good idea.
Who?
Bob Boomer Brown.
I got to do my homework.
Yeah, that's what I want. See, most of these guys are going to know, who the fuck is that? He's in the Hall of Fame.
No, I know the name. I just don't know. I don't know too much about his career.
You need to know about this guy. And I'm not an offensive guy, but this offensive lineman played like a defensive player. He makes, I'm going to say this, I love Richie, okay? He makes Richie look like a fucking kitten.
Fuck.
This was the most savage offensive lineman in NFL history.
What was his name again?
Bob Boomer Brown.
Boomer Brown.
Played for the Rams and then went to the Raiders. And I already got a story all keyed up that I've already said before.
He also played for the Eagles. He played for the Eagles, then the Rams, and the Raiders. And they said he got a one-way ticket to the team he should have always been on.
He's a scary-looking motherfucker, bro.
You know what I like about this? You know what I like about this show right here,
Joe Green was afraid of him.
I just realized right now that now with Stu on when we do these shows, we literally fit the gap of every generation. You guys have the old school, then then comes Stu's generation, and then comes mine.
We need another guy in his like 70s who fits the original 60s Raiders.
And then we'll go get Andy Young ass and bring him on so we can talk about puberty and shit.
Hey, look, that kid
knows everything.
He's no joke. He's a statistician. That kid knows the stats. He understands the offensive and defensive schemes.
He's next up.
That kid's good.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
OG. Hey, I want to say thank you for making that statement, because the other thing too, guys, why is my shit sounding like that? When
is it turn your vocals? What are you using? Your phone to record or your computer?
My computer.
Then do you have your phone on?
That's probably what the reverb is. Yeah.
Guarantee that's what it is. Let me see, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Yeah, Andy knows his shit, man. I love it. That's my dog.
That kid knows. He's a mentally can pull up stats.
Yeah, he's got 1,800 subscribers. It's like fucking he beats me and OG to hell.
Yeah, this kid should be in broadcasting. He knows the stats. He knows the plays. He knows all that stuff. Don't get me wrong. Andy, that kid is talented.
Yes, for sure.
I've been supporting his channel since he started.
That's my dog right there.
I watch all his stuff. And I'm sitting there because I'm not a stats guy. I'm a storyteller.
Hey, Jack, we got you on Otto. Otto's going to be one of them ones too. We got you. Go ahead, Stuart. What are you going to say? Oh, no, you're muted. Hold on. Your mic. Let me see. I can't. It says I can't unmute your mic. You have to do it on your end. Go down to where your name is in your picture, and you'll see the mic. And hit that mic on your computer. Boom. Nope, you still haven't hit it.
Down at the bottom of the screen, there's a mute and there's a mic. There's a mic on the bottom left. Click on the mic. Unmute it.
You know it's bad when OG's telling you what to do on the camera.
Yeah,
It's ours. Hold on, let me see. Something happened, Stu, on your end, bro. I don't know what happened.
He's got a mic problem.
It's
He's got a real mic. I don't have. I'm talking to my computer, man.
Hey, so is that what we're doing? We're gonna do Boomer Brown.
I'd love to.
Yeah,
Because these guys, most of these young guys are going, "Who the hell's that?"
I already got a good story. I will admit this. I will actually have to do some studying on Bob Boomer Brown because I only know X amount.
I'm about to go get the picture now so I can make the thumbnail. Hold on real quick.
This guy, John Madden's quote about him. He was an offensive player who played like a defensive player.
Yeah.
And he had stories about him that are like effing scary. And I want to share all that.
Perfect thumbnail. Boom.
Oh, no, you need to show the one with his helmet on, eyes face down.
Hello?
Just all you can see was,
Yep.
hey, Stuart, you're here. What were you going to say, Stuart?
All right. So what you said about the history and knowing it, the best thing for us as former players is to have a fan come up and just say, "Hey, man, it's nice to meet you. Thank you so much for what you did for the Raiders." But if you don't talk about some of these guys and is not aware of it, people may not even know who these people are. And they're at games with these people, right? You're going to see, like I told you, 14 to 16, that's just what the Raiders bring in, former players. So, like, knowing the history, like, it's important, man. Like the NFL is the way it is because of those guys. And, like, they weren't getting paid any money. They're fucking beat up. They're beat to shit. But it makes it all worth it when someone comes up and goes, "Man, you know what? You were a bad motherfucker. I liked watching you." And that's all, dude, that's it. But if you don't know that shit and you're only worried about the guys now, and I wish some of the players would recognize that shit. I don't know what those guys even know. You know what I mean? These kids nowadays are, if they can't see past their nose. So, yeah. OG, I'm glad you brought that shit up, man, because, again, as a player, when you're gone, you're like, you feel like it's just nothing matters. So to be able to have some recognition is really, really cool. And guys, look at this patch that I got. Tell me that thing ain't sweet.
That's fire. That is fire.
I need something to put it on though. I'm not sure.
I told you I'm gonna send you some Oak Las Vegas shit, bro.
I know, but I think I want to get a Woodson jersey. I thought I had one, but I need to get a Woodson jersey and put that on there. But anyways, OG,
I got a bunch of them too. I got a bunch of them.
Yeah, bro. We need to teach these guys, like Willie Brown said, about the history. So I wanted to bring up, and let me. These guys always go, "Well, I want to talk about this guy, this guy, this guy." And you already know that guy. Let's talk about somebody you don't know.
That's a good point, OG. I'm gonna think of some guys I played with that are some unsung heroes.
I would love that. That'd be fire.
Yeah,
I got a list, bro. I got a list of guys that I want to talk about. But Bob the Boomer Brown.
That's what we're doing next. Hey,
when you go, you just go pull up Bob Boomer Brown on YouTube. Oh, you're gonna see some scary shit that would give a freaking defensive end nightmares.
Hey, let me get these supers in real quick before we jump up out of here real quick. Shout out to JR.
Oh, sorry.
Real quick, Stu. Hey, Stu, what's the most BS penalty that the refs ever gave you?
It was in 06 against the Washington Redskins, and I'll show you the play. It was didn't even come. I came across, didn't touch the guy, had a PBU, and they called me pass interference on it. So that was. But hey, real quick. So this is the group of guys: Chris Carr, Isaiah Kajuba, Kirk Morrison, Zach Miller, Tim Johnson, Warren Sapp, Sam Williams, Fabian Washington, Stanford Rout, Chris Johnson, Justin Fargas, Rod Woodson, Ray Buchanan, Dante Culpepper, Gerard Cooper, Doug Gabriel, Tyrone Wheatley, Sebastian Janikowski, Shane Leckler, Barry Sims, Denard Walker, Danny Clark, Napoleon Harris, Philip Buchanan, and that's a quick list. So those are some guys I
don't have enough Red Bull to write that fast.
I would love now. See, those are all guys that I grew up watching. So I would love to do that, man. For
Yeah.
sure.
You know,
I
you
still
guys need to
remember
hear Chris Carr's story. You need to hear
I was
Chris
gonna
Carr's
say,
story.
Chris Carr, who not single-handedly, but the interception, the 99-yard interception against Ben Rapist pervert, won that game.
Did he lie? Did he say something untrue?
I actually have been told, and I said that once on Ken Thompson's show, and he goes like, "Jack, you can't say that on my show." So I don't say it on Ken Thompson's show, but I say it on my shows because it's fucking true.
Shout out to Raider Prophet. I appreciate you, brother. And we had a ball with you tonight. Shout out to Hammer House, brother. Let's do it live tomorrow, man. We're about to be on 2.5 hours here soon. Hey, Stu, what's up? We doing something tomorrow, man? What's up? You want to get down?
Is the game tomorrow? No.
Game's Sunday. Are you gonna come on the live stream?
Tomorrow's Thursday.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. We're doing a fan show Friday. We're gonna get a bunch of people in. Just a bunch of the fans.
I know. I was gonna try to swing by Cap's show tomorrow and pop in and.
Perfect.
But what do you guys have going on? What do you have going on?
I won't have nothing go on if you guys go over there. I'll go over there. I'll go over there as well.
OG, what you got going on?
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Cigarettes. That's it. There's nothing but cigarettes.
Cigarettes and rum. And Stu, by the way, you said your wife was an oncology nurse, right?
Yes.
Okay. And the muscle mass thing, I've got a handle on, but there's some other stuff I would really like to talk with you about.
Yeah.
That I'm still dealing with. Like,
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, dude. I know what you're talking
everything
about.
will be over. It's not. Like the fatigue shit and stuff like that.
It may never be over, to be honest with you, brother.
Well, I want to do a mental health show with you guys, man. So we can.
You have my number, OG?
No, I do not, sir.
Okay. I'll
email it to you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. My wife would. Yeah, she'd answer any questions that you have.
Okay, because I'm still going through some shit, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And the other day I was sitting here. I fortunately I was off, and I'm sitting here and just doing this number at my computer, and it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's because your testosterone is so low. Your T is so low.
Right.
That's what it is, man.
Right. They radiated my ass. And then they injected me with this Eligard stuff. They shoot it into my stomach every 6 months I got 2 more to go. All kinds of crazy weird shit happening.
Y'all talking about some old man ass. Hey,
no,
Cap,
we're talking about cancer treatment. His wife.
Real life shit.
My apologies, brother. I was gonna say, Cap, go put that hernia to sleep. I didn't know we were talking. I didn't know we were talking about cancer.
You know what, motherfucker, you're next. You're gonna have to deal with old man shit. So
these young ass motherfuckers up here, bro. Jeez.
So shake your hat, Doc. You're next.
You know I love you, boy. You know I was a huge advocate for the cancer, man. I want to repeat that because I didn't know what you guys were talking about.
Yeah.
You know I love you, brother.
Once this show moves over there, we can do live streams. Any money we get, and I'll talk this over with Jack and work it out. 25% of the proceeds are going to the St. Jude's Children's Research Center for Cancer.
I love that.
That's the way it's going to go down.
I love
Once I can get enough, but I need more subscribers. And guys, I'm not going to do a dog and pony show over it. If you're interested, you're interested. If you're not, you're not. But understand that anybody who does a contribution in live stream, 25% of that money is going to go to Children's Cancer Research Center.
I love
it. Jack can get his. I'm going to make sure that I take care of.
No, like I said, when we do the show on those shows, anybody that contributes during those shows, we will make sure that money goes 25% on the show that we do, Chronicles of the Blackhole. On our show, I'll make sure that we divvy that money out.
And I'll make sure I'll push it too. I'll make sure to let people know what we got going on with that, so people You know what I mean? Because people want to be a part of that for sure.
I mean, adults shouldn't go through this, but children should definitely never go through this shit.
It makes you question some things when you see a kid with it, man. I don't understand it.
And I'm here in Tampa. Moffitt Cancer Center is right down the street from me.
Well, hey, I'm gonna get in the house, man. Stu, I'm gonna call you in the morning, brother. You gonna be around? Cap.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get with you as well because I want to come over there and check your show out tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for coming on and making this show just entertainment like a motherfucker.
Give OG my number and OG text me tonight.
I'll get him. I got
Okay.
your number too.
Thanks, Cap.
There
Thanks.
you go.
You know what, Max? Thank you, sir, for hosting us.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Yeah.
And what you do for Raider Nation and guys like Spotlight. And Stuart, thank you for being a Raider, one. And two, dude, you're a good man, and I enjoy talking with you every week if we can. Captain, thank you, sir, for joining me in this adventure and helping Chronicles of the Blackhole thrive and streaming.
Mm-hmm.
And thank me for drinking and smoking.
Hey, real quick. Hey, Hammer's house just hit you up, OG. Said, OG,
Damn.
just a hot soft. And this is something I've talked about. My dad is currently going through stomach cancer, and it's been a rough few months mentally for me. Much love to you, OG. I want to get you guys together to do a show soon.
Hammer's house. Hammer is, I'm going to tell you right now, Hammer took over Spotlight's page and kept it going. Hammer is one of the greatest human beings there are.
Spotlight is home now, too. He's home. He's home today.
Oh, yeah. I love Spotlight. I love
What does Hammer have? What does Hammer have?
Hammer's like the man. He stepped up and took over Spotlight's show and did some. He manned up, and he has got a bitch work schedule.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For
And
sure.
this guy fucking stepped up. He's one of the greatest. Like, he's the epitome of what a Raiders fan is and Raiders family is. Hammer's the man. Spotlight's the man. Like I'm in a
Hammer.
good family.
My
I'm in a
brother,
good family, be a Raiders family.
I appreciate you, bro. And we were literally about to be on our way out. I promise you, let's get together tomorrow or whenever you want, bro. We'll do another live. I went live about 4 times today. I'm gonna be honest. I am like fried right now. I need to get in the fucking house. So, but I appreciate you, Hammer, for real. I love you, brother. Appreciate you. We need to get together soon. I need to come over there on your channel as well. Let's get together. I'm gonna shoot you my number real quick in IG. Send me a text and let's link up. My brothers, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys dearly. Follow my brothers, Captain Jack and OG on the way out. Follow Stu as well on YouTube and Instagram. I appreciate you guys. I love y'all. We're definitely gonna link up tomorrow, man. It's all love, man. Appreciate you guys. Have a blessed night. For real.
Yeah!